The show features adults using adult language and discussing mature topics. You have been warned.
Just stuck the little house right down there. To you, it's a giant warehouse building, but maybe to this colossal being that just scooshed a moon together, it was just a little toy. So,
Oh.
you know,
Wow.
for reference of size category, Zohar, or whatever, the big bird thing from Godzilla, its entire wingspan is 863 feet. A space-sized creature that flies, a legendary dragon, has a wingspan of 2,000 feet. So that's two of that giant bird from Godzilla, one for each wing, plus more. Plus, Godzilla at his largest was only, I think, 800 something feet tall, or 300 something feet tall. This legendary dragon is from snout to tail 2,000 feet. So literally almost 3 Godzillas in length. So this creature, if it flew overhead, would probably take several minutes to completely fly overhead. It's
Already.
that big.
Imagining
A big
you
boy.
doing some drawing for it.
Right. If it to scale, you would not even be a speck standing next to it. It could hold you on the tip of one of its claws and just be looking at you like this, like you're an ant, by comparison to its size. So this is and I just researched all this and I was like, oh, that's very big. Okay, because I'm looking at this going, that's not that's very big. Like, the concept of it being as big as it is well beyond what I thought was big. So.
Is the bird monster Rodan, or was there a different bird?
Rodan.
That's it, Rodan. Sorry. I knew the name was R, and I couldn't think of the rest of it. Rodan.
I had that
We
same
need a
thing, I
US.
know it's an R.
We need
So
to
imagine one Rodan for each wing, plus more than Rodan in length. That's how big just its wingspan is.
Thank you all for Godzilla knowledge.
Yes, exactly.
So, I caught the later half of that, but we are live. I was like, you're doing such a good job describing it, I might as well just switch it over.
Okay, great.
But the only part everyone
I
missed
Hi,
is
everyone.
you were describing the moon, and it looks like some giant thing like made it out of clay with like hands.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. So that's what the moon you're on looks like. Some of you expressed interest in looting it, so we'll go ahead and start with that first while we're waiting for some other people to pop in. So you approach the large warehouse structure on this moon. And again, the moon kind of looks like somebody packed it together with clay, like some giant galaxy-sized creature just packed it together with its hands and stuck a little house on it for cute decoration. And that's what you're looking at here. So the kind of glittery, sparkly moon, which now mimics the homunculi traveling with your witch friend, Deborah. Deborah's homunculi now mimics the moon's surface, a slightly glittery gray color because of the regolith mixed in with the clay. So you approach the large warehouse. This warehouse is quite big in its size. There's a lot of stuff that could possibly be inside of it. And I would say that the door is remotely stuck or seems locked. But you all have weapons and it's only metal. So it's very easily destroyed or busted open, just quite simply. Within this warehouse, you see a collection of old technology, the likes of which you probably would imagine seeing on a garbage planet. None of it looks real too terribly immensely functioning. However, what catches all of your eyes, especially yours, Meriel, is a set of mechs in the back. And you know these mechs, while old, still function as light suits as well as mechs. The functionality, if you decide to use this mech, it gives you 30 extra hit points, which is the mech's hit points. And it counts as a life suit so long as the mech is working. If it happens to be destroyed or is broken, you can just pay to have it fixed later or cast a mending spell on it if you have.
Okay.
How many
Deborah
are there?
is doing weird, almost Gregorian-like chants. And her legs are...
There are 3 of these mechs. These mechs will effectively make you large-sized if you are wearing them. So you might not be able to wear them in every structure, but you could wear them most of the time. Like, say, if you're outside or on a giant fungus-covered plant. Oh, go ahead.
Light mechs.
Deborah's quadrupedal legs are kind of in a wide stance, so the claws are really into the clay of the... Oh boy, red dice do. And she has one arm up like this, the other arm up like this. Every minute or so, she slowly shifts them over like this. And she's doing weird Gregorian chants and stuff. And she's also drawn...
One of the mechs is green, one of the mechs is blue, and the other one is white.
She's also drawn like a sigil that she's like in the center of.
Talurra's hopping in the white mech.
Okay. Write down life suit mech. It has a little red cross on it, which you identify as a human symbol for a medic or a health care.
Hey, it's time to commit war crimes by attacking people with a medic mech suit.
You think probably only humans would take offense to that. Nobody else really cares.
Humans take offense to everything.
Atmosphere.
I'm a healer, but...
The moon?
Yes.
The moon has a slight atmosphere, and by slight I mean it's not really breathable, but there's about as much gravity as our moon.
Ah, okay. Will I do it? No, I don't. Never mind, I got rid of that spell. I was going to have Zone of Atmosphere going, but I got rid of it.
Oddly enough, the inside of this warehouse, however, does have a breathable atmosphere. You're not sure how, because the tech in here looks like 100 years old or more, perhaps 1,000 in some cases. The wiring here looks like something you'd see on a derelict spaceship smashed into a moon somewhere. And most of the tech here looks very old, busted, rusted, or just generally scrap. Of which you find about 5 mineral scrap from the junk lying around in this place. You also find 2 very strange devices. Or 2 very strange things. One looks like a small blade made out of obsidian. And it's in a glass case, which is with a strange symbol on top. And the other is a small rubber duck that looks like you can see the insides of the duck, or like somebody took an x-ray of the duck and put it over top of the duck's skin.
Okay, good. It's not the duck I was worried of being.
But
I'm
it looks like a small
about rubber ducks now from Scotty.
Why? All of them were harmless.
I know, but still doesn't make them any less creepy.
This particular rubber duck looks as though it's set on a bit of a higher shelf, kind of tucked away. And despite the fact that everything here looks old and dusty, it is not dusty.
Also, question. How much mineral scrap was there again?
5.
Okay, so now I'm just adding that to our mineral scrap list.
What can we glean about the other 2 light mechs? The one's a healer, but what are the other 2?
These particular mechs look as though they're probably all generally made for off-world use. Perhaps that one that had the medical symbol on it was just used by healers in an off-world situation, like we're going off-world or going to a world where they knew there was dangers or radiation or something, and whoever or whatever put it here just ended up collecting it like a little bit of a treasure of some sort. The other 2 mechs look elven in design, which generally means most of the tech is part living creature. But they don't appear to otherwise be anything other than mostly plant-based as well as technology. The integration of the 2 seems irrelevant to their general function. They still do the same thing. You know from your experience, Meriel, that these mechs would give you the effect of a life suit and 30 extra hit points, regardless of which one you choose to use. And there are 3 of them present in the room.
Okay, and you don't need any particular proficiencies to use them? They wouldn't hinder anything?
Nope. Just make you large-sized, so you wouldn't fit into small spaces.
No piloting skill needed?
No piloting skill for these needed. It literally fits right in. It's like the power armor from Fallout 4. The back opens up, you jump in, and you're just a little bit bigger, but it pretty much lets you do whatever you want to do.
I assume action to get out, or...
Yeah. It's basically an action to get out.
Also,
To get in and out.
now since Meriel seems distracted, Talurra then walks over to check out this obsidian blade.
Hey, I haven't
Right.
forgotten about that.
The obsidian blade is in a glass case that is sealed shut by some strange lock, although you're certain that someone of Meriel's proficiency could probably pick it. But you don't know if anyone else could. This lock looks very complex and advanced. The strange symbol on top is a circle with 3 arrows pointing in. That's it.
Cool.
There's no other warnings or symbols anywhere on it.
Does that warning or that symbol mean? Does that mean anything to me? Can I roll something to see?
You can roll a history check, but I will warn you that the DC is very high.
All right, history check. I actually have a decent modifier for that. That's a dirty 20.
You think this is a human symbol. You remember this being distinctly human-based. Something from their past, something from Earth. What it means, you're not sure. You think this was the symbol of an organization that collected dangerous things. The glasses have died.
Right.
Oh.
Yep.
I just
They
now
don't
got. I
last
think I
long.
just now got the reference to this that this whole thing is now, and I feel dumb for not getting that.
Yeah, so there's that and the strange rubber duck, which literally looks like an X-ray that somebody pasted over the rubber duck of a duck that would be that size.
This is going to be stupid, but how much of the moon dust can I take?
Say that again, you kind of broke up.
How much of the moon dust can I take?
It's packed into the clay, so, I mean, however many pounds of clay-filled moon dust you want.
Fill your
Do we
moon
have
dust
like empty
filled clay.
containers that I can bring out here and fill with, and then move them back onto the ship?
You don't have any, but the ship has some barrels. You could probably put a bunch of it in a barrel if you want. It's just clay. It just looks like modeling. It literally feels like slightly dry modeling clay or Play-Doh, if you want an example of what we in our world would call it. It looks like a giant moon made of packed Play-Doh that's glittery.
It's
But the
divine
glitter
parts
happens to
of
be moon dust.
It's divine parts of a celestial body. I want that shit. I might need it for future rituals. So
All right. Well, there's barrels back in the big wooden rig you
So-
floated here with.
Deborah's doing that dumb stuff while you guys are getting the actual treasure.
Talurra, the box is very well sealed. Someone or something did not want you getting in here or wanted the knife getting out. You're not sure which.
She's going to keep that in mind and just kind of stow that away. She's like, I don't know what this means. Not taking that risk.
I'll take that risk. Need some help over
You
there?
want to open that? Box here with a warning on it. Catch. No, she doesn't
you
actually
can-
throw that. She like fakes to throw it.
You
And then
can
walks
make a history check as well, Meriel, if you want, about the symbol. You know it's distinctly human from your experience with bounty hunters, but what it means will be whether or not you succeed.
Okay.
You've seen this symbol before. Whether you remember what it was is what we're rolling for.
You know, we see so many things throughout the day.
Right, yeah.
I got a 19.
Legend. 19?
History's
Same
not very
thing.
good.
It's distinctly human. It's distinctly old human as far as history goes. This was a symbol from Earth, some major corporation or organization or military or something of some kind. They collected crap like this that was just, it was maybe dangerous at one point, maybe not. You don't know. The details are sketchy. You don't know enough information about it to know, but you know that it's sealed in a glass case probably for a reason. Your bounty hunter experience says someone might pay for this, but you're not sure if you want to touch it.
That's fair. People probably pay more for never opened from the box.
Right. Freshly sealed in the case, as it were. A collector might pay good money for this if it's still sealed in the case.
I'm ready to catch that box now.
Despite having been jostled or bumped around, the obsidian blade seems completely unfazed by any movement. If this were real obsidian, it would have chipped or shattered, but it doesn't. and the blade looks razor sharp, like you could skin something with it perfectly. Despite both the handle and the blade being made of chipped obsidian, like someone or something crafted it by hand.
Ooh.
It's a dagger, effectively. What'd you say?
I was just going to say, could I get a Arcana check on that, possibly?
Yeah, you can make one. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see what we get. 19.
Hey, 19. There's definitely something anomalous about this dagger. What it is, of course, you're not sure, but something about it seems wrong.
Lovely. Okay. I keep that knowledge to myself. I'm not telling anybody else.
Yeah. Okay. That is
At
all
least
that's
hold
in
on
this.
to it until we can find an expert. Maybe they can
Yeah.
let us know if
That's
it's
all
worth
that's in this
keeping
big
around.
warehouse.
Toss it
Other
over,
than
Rack.
you see a huge, just almost unrealistically sized wrench in the corner. If you'll pop open your Dark Matter books, it is the Wrenchinator 9000. It's a melee weapon. Not magical in any way, not even technology. It's literally a giant wrench. It can be used as a melee weapon by those who have the proficiency with melee weapons.
That thing is comical.
But it's gigantic. Like,
Yeah,
it
it's-
would be like something from Dark Souls if Dark Souls were this world. It's just this ridiculously huge wrench.
I pulled it up real quick for the meta. Heavy, two-handed, 1d12 bludgeoning. So it's pretty much a great club, but a wrench.
Yeah, it's basically a great club, but it looks like a giant wrench, like a big ass wrench. You're not even sure pipes come this big, let alone that they would need a wrench of this size. But you've seen people hit people with this, Meriel. It hurts a lot.
If I was playing a martial character, I would get it.
I think that's definitely a Blake's character item.
I maybe played a few characters with oversized weapons. Not as many as Scott, but I've played a couple.
Oh, that was an interesting noise there.
Yeah, what was that? That's weird.
Some technical glitch, I guess.
I would say that sounded like a feedback,
Yeah.
a minor feedback loop.
Okay, but that is all that is currently in this warehouse.
All right.
A strange
well,
rubber duck, a obsidian blade and a glass case, 5 metal scrap, and 3 life suits. Currently, the blue and green one are not occupied by anyone.
I'm gonna hold on to the obsidian blade in the box and pick the green mech.
On your character sheet, write down obsidian blade, and then in little brackets next to it, write down SCP-034.
Did you see the message I sent you? 'Cause
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah, I added that to the group loot. And it's just
Expect-
another thing, totally not SCP-034.
Expect more things like that in this campaign.
Oh, I'm
Maybe
excited
not all.
because,
SCPs are very spicy content.
yes.
I do not blame me.
Well, and even better is just, it's even better because this is be the second game where we have an SCP related situation, though at least this time we're not locked in a fucking bunker with a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's an advantage.
Because in Retroverse, we got locked in a bunker with a bunch of SCPs, and it was awful.
You forgot the word yet.
I mean, here's the
Yes.
difference, though. We at least probably won't encounter the fucking Undying Slasher as well at the same time.
Also, I was totally
Don't
fine
give
with
no
that
ideas.
situation. And I was like, I'm going to turn into a fly flea. You guys have fun.
Right.
Anyway, that's all that's currently stored in this strange warehouse. Basically, 5 piles of random mineral scrap, which used to be technology, 3 life suits, which give you 30 XP, but count as large-sized mechs when you wear them. They require no proficiency. A Wrenchinator 9000, and a strange rubber duck and an obsidian blade. Out of character, you have no idea what either the rubber duck or the obsidian blade
Out
do.
of character, I know what it is.
Out of character, you might. In character,
Absolutely.
you definitely have no idea.
Um,
This is strange human technology.
Mhm.
That's what you might assume.
it would take me quite a
Talurra's gonna
while
be-
to do what I'm doing outside. But if you guys are taking your time in there, Deborah would eventually come inside with you guys, and you would notice that her environmental suit is covered in the moon clay, but it's not in like splatters and stuff. It's like purposely made symbols all over it.
Also, since you said, Blake, that the duck seems to be up higher, Talurra is gonna grab that using Mage Hand, because Talurra is shorty squad.
And Deborah will
squad.
examine this obsidian blade.
You may give me either an Arcana or a History check,
Let's see.
or both if you want to make 2 separate checks.
I am
History
proficient
Arcana
with
check.
Arcana, so I'll go with that.
Meriel, you can also give me a History check if you wanted to try a History check.
Ooh, I rolled
Now
one.
that you've
Oh.
stared at it enough.
I would straight up need to get a critical.
Well, can I roll Arcana then? too?
Sure.
I got 21 on the dagger. I'm surprised.
Okay.
I also got a 21, so
All right.
21
Yeah, we get the same thing. This is very clearly some old human thing. This is perhaps from some old organization or government or something that the humans had that kept strange, anomalous things. Whether this is good or bad is yet to be seen. But you recognize that symbol as notoriously being anomalous. What'd you get, Meryl?
Worse than last time.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, same. We get the same basic thing then. It's anomalous. It's definitely some old human tech from Earth. Perhaps something from Earth, you think. Maybe some collector will pay good money for it as a museum piece. Other than that, you're not really sure what it's going to be good for. The rubber duck, do you touch it with your hands?
Never will. Why not?
okay. I was gonna say Talurra will toss it. I was gonna say Talurra's gonna toss it at someone, but if Deborah's volunteering,
If you
then
mage
Talurra will
hand
toss
it
to
and
Deborah.
never touch it,
Yeah.
that's fine. But if you touch it, you need to tell me.
Touch.
Talurra's gonna toss it to Deborah. So
All right. It feels like a strange rubber duck, but the second it touches your hand, your vision immediately shifts. You are no longer capable of seeing things like you were before. Instead, you see everything as if you were an X-ray machine.
Deborah will keep this duck.
You see the bones of everyone in the party. You see their internal organs moving as they're breathing and their hearts are beating. You see everything just like an X-ray machine.
As ship doctor, this will be very useful.
If you touch it again, that effect ends.
And Scotty,
Yes.
just to throw in my 2 cents on this, tell me if Deborah looks specifically at Zora while you've got this effect on, please.
I'm gonna roll random. See if she did, because she wouldn't be purposefully. It would just be she like looks
The rest
over
of you
and probably
see
just
no
sees
actual
Talurra first.
physical change in Deborah at all, but you do see her kind of look like, whoa, something weird just happened. Like the minute she grabbed it.
Wow. Okay. I guess I do look at Zora. I gave myself a 10% chance and I rolled a 2.
Okay, I'm gonna send you a message that only you'll know.
Okay.
Ooh.
Deborah would probably not realize the significance of it, so she won't share it.
Also, even better is I think feel like Zora's super lucky that it was Deborah and not Meriel or Talurra, because Talurra Meriel probably would talk about that. Whatever this secret is. Meriel seems like that kind of person.
hey, I'm a professional at bartering with information.
So Meriel would blackmail you, is what you're saying.
Blackmail is such a harsh term.
Enhanced
this is negotiation.
encouragement.
Hostile negotiation.
I
That's
say,
the best way
no,
to say
no,
it.
that's with guns. Enhanced negotiation.
Yes.
You know, there's enhanced.
I do still have those
interrogation.
guns, by the way.
Right. All right, so, like I said, in the moon bunker you just looted there, you found 5 mineral scrap, a strange rubber duck, which looks like somebody pasted an X-ray over it, which did apparently do something strange when Deborah caught it, where Deborah said, I will keep this, and put it in her pocket.
All right.
An obsidian blade that is sealed in a glass case with a strange symbol on it, and 3 life mechs, which count as life suits, but give you 30 extra hit points when you use them. They don't
Also-
require a pilot check or skill of any kind. You just get 30 extra XP. And
Also, Noelle's gonna love
8
this.
or 9,000.
Noelle's gonna love it. Someone should pick one up for her.
The shorty squad gets mech, so they're now the big squad.
Yes, you're effectively
slightly larger
large-sized squad now.
Yeah, she'll pick. I mean, I'm assuming with this mech, does it increase our like moving capabilities or just our HP?
None
No.
of the rest of your stats or abilities are enhanced or hindered. Just that you now are considered large-sized, and you get 30 extra hit points, and it counts as a light suit while it works.
Then yeah, Talurra's
if it
gonna.
happens to break, meaning you lose that 30 extra HP, you can just hop right out of it, and it's not going to hinder your movement in any way.
All right. Yeah, Talurra will then just move the more or less move Noelle's suit, ejecting out of hers, get into the one for Noelle, move that to the ship, and then move that to where we were, because the ship went down to the.
No, the captain specifically took a skip, basically a lifeboat.
So yeah, I'll move the Noelle's onto the ship.
The ship
then,
is
and
still
then
here because he
go back
told
for
you
hers.
you can leave now if you want. This moon is your treasure. That's what I promised.
Mm-hmm. We can't leave though, because we have one. If we leave with him, then we leave. We're also leaving our party member and him stranded.
Right.
But yeah. So yeah, Talurra will just move that and then head back and get into her mech and just start messing around with it, get the feeling of it, you know.
It feels old, but relatively functional. It does not feel as though there's too many broken parts. It seems really well made. It seems to function rather smoothly, despite how old and maybe dusty it is.
Here is an
seems rather
important
nice.
question. She's gonna try to make an attack against the wall. She has teleporting. Does the mech teleport with her or no?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Well, does teleport?
Great to know.
I'd assume teleport is like you and everything you're wearing. Technically, you're
You
wearing
are
the suit.
effectively wearing the mech.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how that works. It's
Actually, not even
clothing.
teleporting. It's actually lunging, not teleporting.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
your little phase that you do when you like lunge, that it stays with you when you move.
Okay.
Meriel, you're fairly certain that if you used your phase ability, this would stay with you as well, if you took one.
That's super handy.
Although it might make it difficult to use your lockpicks, other than that, it's pretty much not really a hindrance to anything.
I mean, let's be honest, these aren't stealthy machines.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not stealthing in one of these, though. That's for sure.
If we got a mechanic, you can turn one of the hands into your lockpicks.
Yeah, pretty much. You could modify it so that lockpicks are built into the fingers, if you wanted.
You could pull a mechanome and have it just come out of the little pinky like a utility tool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You said come out of, and my brain went something completely different.
I mean, it's your mech.
Eisen, welcome to the party.
Hello.
Oh,
We got you a present, by the way. It's a Wrenchinator 9000.
Oh, a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A giant wrench.
Unless I
It's like
state
It's effectively a colossal wrench. It's the basically equivalent of a great club. It does a d12 damage, march of proficiency, so you know how to use it, no problem.
it's two-handed.
It's two-handed.
So it's
Big,
just like your
huge
hammer,
two-handed
but a wrench.
I mean, you're the only one I think in this group who can use that. That's why you're getting it.
So I've turned into a giant version of Ratchet.
Yes.
Basically, yes.
You need to find you a robot companion now.
Universe, unless I state otherwise, that ducks thing is always active.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Unless that impedes like depth perception or something. Which...
Not yet.
Okay.
On this moon, it hasn't impeded your depth perception yet. Well, just put it that way.
Oh, this is a good haul, I'd say. From
I believe the real treasure was on the
not bad
planet.
for what we're promised. What'd you say, Deborah?
I believe the real treasure was on the planet.
If treasure was our friendship the entire time.
aw.
Then I guess we had none.
Ouch.
I mean, what
I am
kind
incapable
of treasure
of-
do you think a dragon would have? What a dragon considers treasure and what we consider treasure might be completely different. And
Probably
maybe it's just a
something
bunch
shiny.
of gold. That's practically useless.
Can't really spend gold to be that big, yeah.
I mean, if it was a giant mountain of gold, unless you knew the right black markets to sell it to, it'd be worthless. Gemstones are the same way. I can find a giant pile of them, they're worthless. Unless you know the right markets to sell them on. They're not special. You find them all over the blasted place. Especially gold. It's practically useless now unless you know what strange world you're about to sell it to. And imagine how much effect you'd have on their economy. If there's some primitive world that hasn't gotten past the need for money yet, yeah, they'd probably slaughter people to take it. Or you could effectively become a king, if that's what you wanted. Not unless you know a primitive world to spend it on. It's probably just a pile of gold and gems. That's useless to us. The markets are flooded with that crap.
Is there nothing
Besides,
else in this
you can-
warehouse?
No, that's effectively all that was in this building.
There's no subterranean part.
Nope. The entire planet to you looks like a big gray mass.
Interesting.
By the way, everything's gray. Gray and white.
The purest,
It's like dark vision, but
the
worse.
purest spectrum in the universe, or in the verse.
Pretty much.
Now,
But yeah, that's all that was in this warehouse. You know that's what was promised to you.
Yep.
The captain, effectively by himself, has taken a skip and scooted off.
Oh,
towards the
didn't
treasure
also Nox go?
plant. Nox wanted to go with the captain, but when all of you kind of went towards the warehouse, Nox was kind of torn and just went with you guys.
Just kind of followed us.
Yeah, just kind of followed Talurra
All right.
mostly.
So I guess we wait here for a bit, eh? Wait for the captain to return.
If the captain returns. If the captain
Fair
never finds the treasure, the captain could die on the planet's surface. Maybe we should go investigate ourselves.
I'd be down for that.
Besides, who's to say the captain's loyalty still lies with us? We are the our Prejman, and he said we could just leave him here if we wanted. It kind of sounds a bit sketchy to me if you don't mind
Fair
me saying.
enough. Pirates aren't really known
Yeah,
for their
I
trust
suppose
record.
if I was willing to betray everyone, I would tell you to just go. If I knew where the real treasure was.
Wouldn't be the
what I
first time we've been backstabbed, so let's go.
Nox kind of nods when you say that, and then you all kind of mosey towards the ship. The ship is docked on the planet, on the moon, kind of literally just tied with rope to a post, floating there.
I'm gonna roll insight on, like, do I think the captain, like, there's something behind this and we should go investigate? Is pretty much what I'm trying to think.
Yeah. You can
Insight.
roll insight on Captain Arbalest. Any of you who want to can roll.
Oh my goodness. 22.
Oh gosh.
Well, okay. Anyone else want to roll insight on Captain Arbalest?
Talurra doesn't need to roll it. She doesn't trust him, but she doesn't trust many people, so
I mean, he's a human cyborg. But there's very little you can trust of him at that point.
For Deborah, it's less about
I
trust.
feel like
and
the only
more-
parts you can trust are the cyborg parts.
Your 22 gets you something here, Deborah.
Yeah, I'm getting all my high rolls right away. So now when we get to combat, I'm gonna get nat 1s and 2s.
Well, don't say that.
I don't know. The dice Callie got me are pretty good, so I think it'll be fine.
You say that now, and then watch, you're just gonna bomb every check because you've mentioned now that they've been pretty good to you.
Yeah, probably.
Because that's how it works. Unless you're cat, and then it's just your dice are never good to you.
But the symbols,
Yeah,
the
that's so
symbols
very true.
on Deborah's suit are a bunch of circles and triangles in different patterns. And they're all the triangles are all equilateral triangles. They're not.
I sent you a Zoom chat
Mhm.
for your 22 insight.
Perhaps we should head down to the planet.
Let's.
I'm sensing a shadow on this side of the moon. Perhaps the light of it will reveal more when we're down there.
How mysterious.
All right. Weird question. As the storyteller universe here, I know that Deborah and Zora are psychic, or that their powers are psychic in nature. Any of the rest of you have awakened your third eye as far as your abilities or powers go? I know that the answer is no for Nox and Talurra, because I know where your powers come from.
I didn't know Zora was psionic.
I'm a
Yes,
channeler.
you've gotten that feeling from each other before.
I always thought
Both
Chandler
Deborah
almost
and
like
Zora.
a
No,
more D20 sci-fi wizard.
I'm
Really.
sorry, not channeler. It's not channeler that gives me that. It's my Kalashtar race.
Oh, right. The dream people, yeah.
Yep. Right. So that's just the two of you then. Okay. There will be a unique scenario for the two of you at this particular instance when you come planet side. Whether you choose to
Great
answer or what
disturbance
you
in the
feel
force.
to say is entirely your choice as to whether or not your character will share that
How,
publicly or not.
how far out do I see in the X-ray form?
As far as you did normally.
Oh, boy. Looks at Ring of X-ray vision, laughs, and throws it into the Inferno.
Yeah, pretty much. There's no limit to this power. It's effectively turns your vision from regular vision to X-ray vision. The only disadvantage is you always see through things. So if you're tending to pick something up, it might be a bit awkward, especially for you, since your bones are on the outside.
Then
Because you're like, I gotta pick this up.
it'd be easier to see
okay.
myself, though.
Right. It'd be easier to see you, but like, if Meriel were handing you something, it might be awkward to see what she's handing you.
Or the
Yes.
object you're trying to reach for is behind a wall.
Right. You're like, I'm gonna reach for this. Ow. Because you just hit a wall that you think isn't there. Because you can't really see it.
So I'll be like a normal bug. Got it.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. You'll run into the wall constantly and not know where you are. It's perfect.
So in your element.
As you approach the large fungus planet, you take the ship there, I'm assuming, since there's no other real skips available. So you just take the whole freaking ship there.
Are there any windows in the ship?
It's basically a sailing boat. So there's tiny portholes underneath, and you can stand on deck if you want.
Okay, Deborah's on deck on the bow, and she's looking back at the moon that we were just on.
Captain Cobble takes the helm, and he immediately looks at the controls and goes, I think I've flown one of these before. Not quite the same configuration, but it's about the same thing. And seeing as he's not drunk, he gets a 10, and he immediately knows how to activate the ship and steers it properly towards the planet. However, if you let him be drunk, he'll only get a 3. You know that about Captain Cobble, so you generally keep the liquor away from him when he's flying. Unless you want to end up in an asteroid somewhere, then give him a drink.
Deborah just stares longingly at the moon as we.
You get to the planet's surface, and I have a message that I will share with those of you who are psychic. There's yours, Scotty,
Boy.
and here is yours, Zora.
Light spoilers, it's not a little bit.
Yeah, it's not. It's a giant block of dialogue. I've written all.
Text.
Okay, Zora, Deborah, that is what you feel the minute you get to the planet's surface and dock. You both get off. This is what happens. Everyone else, you hear a slight ringing in your head, and then it goes away.
Man, that pressure is weird.
You're like, maybe that music was too loud.
Oh,
it's going. Whatever.
Like, the ears popping when you...
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
like, pressure difference. Weird. Yep, it's kind of like that.
All right.
Eisen, you felt this before. It's irritating.
I look
popping
over
of ears, yeah,
I
it's
look
pretty
over at
irritating.
our robot.
Robot.
What robot?
Alert.
Cyborg.
Oh, Captain Arbalest?
Mm,
He's not here.
no, not him. Didn't we have like an android or
We,
something?
we,
friend?
we had the nanobots, but they're not with us right now.
They aren't?
Oh, yeah.
never mind.
Alert.
Never
Yeah,
mind.
we
Alert
left
is
Alert.
back with the spaceship. He's
Yes.
with Alert
don't
is
wanna-
with Noelle.
We don't want to bring Alert around everywhere because it might be a bit sus.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks very sus. He's a giant cloud of metal. It's a bit sus.
Hmm.
And when he's not a cloud of metal, he looks like a Starman from Earthbound. Also,
Yeah.
still a bit sus.
Yeah, bit more sus. Bit more sus.
Giant visor for eyes,
Yeah.
one red dot that moves back and forth. Giant
Pretty
metal
sus.
star. Yeah, it's just something funky about that.
I guess Zora and I are speaking telepathically to each other for a bit.
Yeah, you can do that. You
Meanwhile,
feel
Talurra.
I can
you
actually
feel
do
there's
that.
some
so-
strange connection here that allows you to do that. Something that lets you do that here that you normally couldn't do before.
Yeah, Talurra looks at, ready to go?
Yes, but be wary. I sense danger ahead.
Okay.
I think you do too, Zora. Looking over at Zora.
She just nods. And
Okay.
keeps a wary eye out as well.
And actually, Talurra is going to look to the captain and say, "You might want to take the ship off of here just in case the other captain does try to get back. We'll radio you when we're ready to come off, or light up something. We'll give you a sign
All right.
just to be safe. You can never trust."
No, that sounds fair. They get a bit off the surface, so it's a bit harder for him to get up here. I don't think he can fly, so I'll be a little further up. I think a few of you can fly, so they'll just be off the ground a bit.
Sounds good.
All
All
right.
right.
Zora and Deborah, your choice has been pasted to chat.
Okay, I like where this is going now. Without
I'm
spoiling
more
anything.
concerned.
We'll just stick Nox into the mech suit just to keep it safe.
Keep a good eye on it.
More. I mean, for if Noelle eventually shows up, just stick Nox in there and pull Nox out and stick Noelle in.
The seat warm.
Keep the seat warm. Exactly. Nothing's worse than getting into a mech and the seat being cold.
Right. That cold leather feeling. Ugh.
And it takes a couple minutes for the thing to heat up.
Granted, it's better than hot wet leather feeling because that
Well,
feels
that's
like
true.
hot lava on the skin.
Yeah, it does.
As someone
Takes
with
a
leather
layer of
seats.
skin with it.
Yes,
Zora,
this is
if
a-
your answer is yes, let me know in chat.
Deborah goes up to our dwarven captain friend. He's like, head towards that maze of fungus trees. I think that's where the
Alright.
captain was
I'll
at.
meet you over there. He gets back onto the ship and goes, all aboard! And starts sailing the thing over that direction.
All right, let's go.
Now that we're back in the ship, and I don't need to worry about the environment and stuff, I take my environment suit off, I take a handful of the clay, and I make the same markings I had in my suit on my chitin body. Because I'm weird. But anyway. We continue.
All right. Deborah seems to lead the way.
All right.
Zora's
Deborah.
not far behind.
She would mark... I don't have any way of showing it, but it looks almost like a third eye on her forehead. Kind of like the Dormammu symbol. If you watched
Right.
no.
The
Yeah.
yeah.
But if any of you like try to detect anything, it's purely cosmetic. There's nothing magical on it. This way. Yeah, over there.
And it seems as though Deborah and Zora are oddly guided in the perfect direction. Leading the way,
2 degrees to the
both
left.
Deborah
I'm kidding.
and Zora know exactly which direction to take. They tell you where not to step, what funguses to avoid touching, literally everything, as if they knew this terrain long before you even landed. And walking up into an area before you, now I should describe the ground around you so you have a better perspective. Large tree-sized fungus completely surround you. Everything seems to have a glimmer, ever so slight golden nature. Everything just looks just sparkly, like someone had just put gold glitter all over everything. The rest of you continually feel some sort of odd ringing every now and then in your heads, but it goes away. It comes back every so often, but then goes away again. You don't really know what that is. It's weird. It sucks. You don't know what it is. But whenever it happens, both Zora and Deborah seem to change directions as if they're being guided by something. You don't know what it is, but it's as if something or someone is telling them where to go. As they reach a clearing of sorts, you see, coming up from the ground, a tiny fungus person. Its head shaped like a mushroom. You assume that's where its brains are. You don't really know. It has a little face, a tiny, cute little face. It's about the size of a child. And it walks up to Deborah, carrying a almost as big as it sized glass jar. Inside this glass jar is a chunk of what looks to be fungus, like a chunk of a fungus tree. The inside of the jar is also filled with a strange gold mist. It hands the jar to Deborah and just nods ever so slightly, not saying a single word. The small Okay. Captain Cobble's actually nearby, oddly enough, exactly the direction Deborah had told him to go. And Deborah gets aboard the ship, deposits the valuable cargo, and comes back. The tiny toadstool creature looks over at the rest of you and just goes, and bows, and then literally sinks into the ground.
That was something.
Huh.
Before you, at the edge of this glade of open space, the ground beneath you, I should say, feels mildly spongy and a bit soft, as if something about this place is just inherently fungusy. Even the ground feels like it's alive, like it's fungus. The grass looks green, but also slightly sparkly and golden, as if something else were present here that normally wouldn't be in average plant life. Something is alive here that isn't on the average basis. At the edge of this clearing, however, something looks off. Something looks wrong. The ground itself looks corrupted and torn apart, as if chunks of it have been rended off in huge sloughs. Beneath it, you can see a cold steel, as if some sort of almost shell was built beneath this ground you stand on. Something in the distance looks wrong. A large hill seems to jut out from the landscape, made of cold steel. At the top of the hill, a portal, a gateway of sorts, seemingly thousands of feet in size. This could literally be half a mile or more in size. This gateway, this archway, could easily fit a creature some 3,000 or 4,000 feet in size. This gateway stands up amongst the planet's surface, but not as tall as the tallest fungus. From space, you would never see this. But now that you're on the ground, by some means, both Zora and Deborah have led you to this exact location. Standing before the portal, or gateway, or archway, you're not sure what it is, you can see in the distance a group of creatures. These creatures all stand before what you can only describe as a heap of dead flesh and cybernetics.
Oh, we
a
should go.
thing that you think might have been Captain Arbalist. Whatever these things are, they're not friendly. They can see you and you can see them, but the distance is innumerably large. You would need to move further to investigate. At this point, you are not even at the base of the hill, and these things stand at the top of it. Looking down on you, there is at least 8 of them, perhaps more.
I go Warlock, and I have Eldritch Spear, which doubles the strength of my Eldritch Blast, and then I have Spell Sniper Feet, which doubles that. So, no, I'm kidding. Anyway. What was that, like 1200
But before that
feet
happens,
foot range?
you get
I
a
think
brief
that's-
moment to ponder amongst yourselves, because I have to use the little universes room. I'll be right back.
The mushroom,
Yeah, let's do something we
that
want.
mushroom person guided us here. They mentioned that the captain is no longer one of us.
Yeah, it looks like we should not try and fight those things.
They asked us to destroy it.
So I guess we're fighting those things then.
I'm not sure if the glass jar is a treasure. But they said the treasure might not be what you think it is. It seems like it is part of their own fungus. They wanted it taken to another planet.
Turns out it's actually orcs. And we've just started a wog.
I'm fine with that.
I think only you and I don't know. I don't know if anyone else except for you and Alt would get that one. So
Blake knows that one too.
Blake would. I know that. But Blake's not here. That's why. So do you know what those things are?
They did not say. But they were able to communicate with us the second we got in the atmosphere.
Weird.
You suppose the captain got the same reception that we did, or?
I doubt it. Considering what he's
Certainly
turned
doesn't-
into.
Certainly doesn't look that way. Unless we looks down, kind of double checks. Never mind. We're fine.
I was worried maybe it was a psychic incursion, but it seems that is more of a plea for help than anything else.
So I guess we need to help them, you said? Kill those things?
That is what they requested. But I'll leave that up to the rest of you. I am not the matriarch of this group.
I don't think any of us are.
I think any of us are.
We may need one. Talurra, I nominate you as matriarch.
Out of character, that's a horrible idea.
I am the oldest, I think.
Exactly.
That means jack shit because, you know, elves age differently.
Age
Right.
is relative.
I say, how old is Meriel? Because Meriel's also an elf, right?
I wrote it down somewhere.
I think Deborah's relatively old for her species, but she's not the kind that can be a leader. She knows it.
Mariel's in her 130s.
Oh, you're pretty
Okay,
young.
so,
Yeah.
I
As
mean,
far as elves go, you're a young pup.
Maybe
I mean,
Because
Talurra's
elves usually
older.
adulthood at 126, I think.
Talurra's not quite sure how old she is.
Meryl's like
Relevantly so.
around late 20s in human age. Maybe.
Actually, I made a chart about this. One sec, let me look this up.
The oldest person amongst your party, you know for a fact, is Captain Cobble.
I mean, yeah, but he's not currently here with
No.
us. Nor
No,
are we
he's
going to make
not.
him the matriarch of the group. I think that might be
Probably best.
That is
problem.
impossible.
Probably best for more than one reason. One,
For he
he's a
cannot
dude,
bear
and
children.
two, it's
Um,
he's quite drunk.
So 120 is around 17 or 16 years old in human years.
Oh, jeez.
Rough.
Fun fact.
Yeah, rough guess. Yep.
I thought elves were supposed to be like considered adults when they're around 70 or something.
They're considered adults when they're 100.
You're
100.
adult sized, but you're not fully an adult until you're about 126.
Yeah. You're adult sized at about 100, and you're considered or about 80. I think you become adult sized. But yeah, no, and even 16 you could consider as an adult in some ways to some groups.
So
You can be tried as a minor. That means you're an adult. You can be tried not as a minor, I should say.
So, quick question: how many of them are there?
How many enemies?
You see about 8 of these strange figures in the distance.
Can I maybe like roll perception check to see if I get more details?
Sure. Perception checks. Those of you attempting to find details.
Yep.
It's definitely winging it. Nope, not as good as my passive, which is 11. So nothing.
15.
Got a 15.
Hey.
15,
Matching.
15 club.
18,
Ooh,
if
18.
it matters.
Damn.
Those of you who chose to perceive, you see 9 figures, though one of them is lurched over as if both its arms are stuck into the ground.
Cool.
That'll really be a fight.
Each
For
figure seems slightly hunched over, about as tall as tallest of you.
So
my con-
this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, my concern is probably for the one with his arms in the ground. There's no telling what it could do if that was intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you might be like the centipede things in Diablo 3, where they just like put it in the ground and it pops up somewhere else.
Oh, fuck those enemies.
Exactly. That or block our way back instead of attacking.
So,
I mean,
just a slight recap. So we're in like a fungus forest, right? And then you said we could see in the distance this giant portal, but then you said
There's
the
a
whole
big
area
clearing
around
before
it
you,
was like corrupted, and it's like
as
metal.
if chunks of the strange fungusy ground were removed forcibly.
Like it looks like it was like scraped out, or just like it's just suddenly like
Burst.
Minecraft biome where it's just gone.
Burst.
chunk error.
Like
Okay.
a giant zit of sorts exploded out of it.
Point.
I would prefer the
Probably
Netherlands.
looking at the portal.
Say that again, Zora.
Sorry, that was a cringe comment saying I would much have preferred a Netherman explanation for that.
No, more of a giant zit exploding out of the fungal surface.
Yeah, you didn't have to repeat
Well,
it.
it's a good thing. Well, it's a good thing they weren't Endermen, because if they were, we would have just heard like, boom, right next to us.
I mean, here's the thing, though. That's at least easy to counter. All we have to do is just build a thing on the third block, and then they're fucked. They can't
They
get.
can't reach you. You can just hit them.
It is one of my
yeah.
favorite things.
Yeah.
You just sit underneath and they can't do shit to you.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway,
Yeah. Meriel, what do you know about that portal? You're the portal expert, right?
I can make my own little portals that I can jump through.
What about that big one? What do you think about that one?
That looks like it's a very big portal, and I don't know why it's there.
something about the size of a small city could fit through that portal.
Or dragon.
Or, yeah, dragon.
Like, I assume portals are made to fit the size of whatever is using it. So, unless it's a small army or a really big person, who's to say?
The dragon comes through the portal. Honey, I'm home. What's all this fungus? Oh, gross.
Anyway, that's quite a bit of ways in the distance. Whatever these figures are on the hill, they've slaughtered Captain Arbalest and are waiting for you.
Oh, I thought he was now one of them. My bad.
No, you see a very big mound of mangled stuff.
They've
Piled
dark
fizzing
elves them.
cybernetics. Yeah,
They've dark elves them.
yeah. Piled with fizzing cybernetics in front of them.
Yeah.
One of them is standing near the body, though.
I cast teleport. No, okay. We're not high enough level for that.
So we gonna fight them? Not? What do you guys think?
I teleport as high as I can in the air, look at the horizon, and I cast teleport again. Oh, wait, wrong game.
Wrong game. I think where you went with that.
That's what the little mushroom people asked us to do.
Yeah, might have had a game where I had super high level players travel across a peninsula by them teleport spamming, where they teleport straight up, and then you can teleport as far as they had never been there before. But it's like as long as you can see it, it's a perfect teleport.
Yeah, a visual teleport.
So just.
I had in one game a full-on Naruto fight using Misty Step in the air.
Hell yeah!
That's cool, actually. Yeah.
That's
because,
awesome.
because a group of assassins attacked us, so they jumped out the window. So I jumped the window with them and teleported onto their gliders and ripped the gliders off their backs, and then died. It was worth it.
Might as well go out doing something cool.
Exactly. All right. So
on that comment, considering this is how Zora thinks of it, this is effectively a bounty for her. She is given a task for reward.
Mm-hmm.
She draws the laser sword.
All right.
Deborah.
I'd be able to check if there happens to be a bounty, or is this unrelated to any sort of boards I have?
You don't think you've seen anything like this on the boards you've looked at.
Okay.
These figures don't look stable. The figures standing in distance seem to shift and undulate ever so slightly. Something about them doesn't seem right.
Since Deborah does
Different than
have
my
innate
board.
telepathy, she does, with telepathy, try to broadcast out, mostly downwards, since the mushroom guy went down into the ground.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Anything you can tell us about this blight on your land? They're like, nope, intelligence 4. Please help us. I love myconids, they're cute.
Yes. As soon as I saw myconoid, I'm like, yes, I love those things.
My favorite one is a tiny little toadstool that's only like 2 feet tall. It's an actual NPC in Out of the Abyss. And his name is Stool.
My
Cutest
favorite
little
ones
thing.
are the ones that try to punch you, and then if you kill them, they make bird noises.
Aw.
And I feel weird killing them because they make weird bird noises. AKA
Yeah.
Dark Souls. Why? Why are you giving mushroom people bird noises as their death noise?
Oh,
Right.
I hope these aren't Dark Souls mushroom people, because if they are, they'll punch us once and we'll go flying 20 feet and die.
Now, you haven't encountered the village yet. You don't know what the rest of them look like. You just know that one of them was about the size of a hat.
It was the baby one.
Yeah.
Boom! Done. Anyway.
Oh, I've seen enough randomized Let's Plays where those things show up on like the weirdest points. Like one of them showed up in like the narrowest, like curliest, like open thing, and it just drop kicked off the entire thing.
My
It was
favorite
brutal.
thing to do is do the what is it, where you like just put your arms out and you step towards them, like, yo, what up?
Yep.
And then just get clocked in the face. Anyway, so we start heading that direction, I guess. Heading down the ravine.
Yeah, we'll head towards the enemy.
Okay. All right, you've been heading towards there's the strange figures on top of the hill. As you get closer to the base of the hill, the ground beneath you feels less spongy and more hard, as if the spongy surface has been made cancerous in some way. Something about this ground feels wrong, feels corrupted. It feels like something about it is no longer the way it was before.
I cast antivirus on it. Oh, it's not how
Yeah,
antivirus works.
Right. As you get to the base of the hill, you see the group of them kind of form up in like a formation. And the one standing next to Captain Arbalest's corpse reaches up its clawed hands and kind of lunges them into the mound of guts that was sitting on the ground. The mound of guts and flesh sitting on the ground seem to quiver and warp and mangle. And standing up from them is another one of these things, but part of it is augmented with cybernetics. As you get further up the hill, you all hear something. Hear something as if something was speaking to your mind. Those of you who aren't psychic, this conversation hurts. So Meriel, Talurra, Nox, Noelle, and Eisen.
Actually, I think Nox would be fine.
Nox might be alright.
Because no, Nox would be fine. I know this from. I know enough of Hera's character sheet to know she'd probably be fine for this. Because I know she has telepathy.
Got it.
Yeah, I think both her and Zora are the same race, the Kalashtar.
Right.
No, actually, I don't think Hera's a Kalash. I can't remember.
Yeah, effectively she is. But you, as you get closer, those of you who aren't psychic, which is pretty much everyone except Zora and Deborah at this point, since Nox is here but not here.
She's in the mech suit, just chilling.
Right. You feel this conversation, and it hurts when you hear it. And the only thing you hear is, "So long as one stands, there will soon be many. We don't want your souls. We only want your flesh." Initiative.
That's it, killing y'all.
Via telepathy back. Well, too bad. All you're gonna have is a hollow shell.
Nice.
Because I don't have a soul. Alright. So.
That's it. I'm getting me mallet.
Well, I'm right. Fuck that.
That's it. Get me mallet.
As a Kalashtar, technically I have 2 souls.
Can I borrow one? Oh, I'm kidding.
Nope.
I need those.
Especially not mine.
I think I need them both.
I've gone this long without one. I don't think I need one.
Right.
12 for the Gazer of the Moons.
Or it's ready.
Or,
22,
sorry.
24.
Or Eyes of the World's Moon.
Ooh, fancy.
Also, don't forget, everybody here who doesn't commonly wear armor, you do have mage armor active.
We do.
Remember, I applied it to everybody.
It
That's
is much
+3, right?
appreciated.
Yep.
How much does that add?
13 plus dex.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
So +1 for your armor.
Essentially +3.
+1 for your armor. If you're wearing leather, studded leather.
Oh,
right?
well, if we had no armor on, it's essentially +3.
What about
Okay,
plate
okay.
armor?
It would have nothing for you, Eisen.
Oh,
Sorry.
sad.
I can still apply it to you, and if you ever get your armor, if we ever encounter Scotty's favorite creature, then we won't have to worry about it.
Rust Monster?
Yeah.
Armor for now.
And
They're
as
so
far
cute.
as Zora's concerned, the previous response I had to that is still in effect. It's irrelevant for her, so don't even worry about wasting your energy.
It's not even energy
need-
wasted.
I know.
I
I know.
need to talk with... Sorry to get a little on a tangent here, but I need to talk with Kat about Gruck owning a litter of Rust Monsters.
Monsters. Oh my god.
Keep
That
them
sounds
out
dangerous.
of the guild.
Oh, no, they'd be at the house. in the
Meriel, I
basement.
did not get your initiative. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, it's 14.
It's 14. Got it. So you're after the enemies, but before Deborah.
I might think they're cute, but I realize definitely the danger that they hold. Not going to be like, oh, let's take this rust monster into an industrial factory. That's going to turn out fine.
Yeah.
Technically,
Alright,
half
there we
of the
go.
club. Yeah.
There is the updated initiative with Meriel in there, because for some reason I
Yay.
didn't hear you say 14.
I typed it in the chat, but I didn't say it.
It just
I
disappeared
mean,
for some
I
reason.
didn't say. I actually said my number after a little bit, but
All right. So leading initiative to Talurra.
So
All
these are
right.
like a corrupted fungus metal?
You don't know what these things are from this distance. You're about 50 feet away, but judging from even at this distance, something about them doesn't seem right. These creatures look as though they're tendrils masses of muscle, kind of stuck together in the shape of a humanoid figure. Where there would be hands, there ends in what looks to be shards of black glass, kind of ending in like where fingers would be. And toes are similarly the same.
Does
What
that
would
look-
be a
They remind me of the thing from
I'm
the
so sorry.
cartoon Clone Wars miniseries.
I was
Oh.
actually kind of wondering if it looked anything like that obsidian dagger that we picked up.
Not
Oh.
really. This black glass-looking stuff that's in between their muscled body looks more akin to scale than it does to obsidian, though it is as razor sharp as you would imagine metal would be if it were honed. Their bodies seem to sort of flex and move and waver as if there's not really a lot of stability to them. But Talurra, it's your turn.
All right.
They're 50 feet from you.
I will cast a spell. I will cast Quick Step Spring Heal because they're mixed for me, giving me a bonus 20 feet of movement.
All right.
She's gonna look to the other thing. All right, let's go. And she's gonna rush in.
Okay. Who do you rush at? The closest one is the one that looks to be made of the corpse of Captain Arbalest.
All right, that's what I'm going for then.
Okay. You rush at that one, which is only 40 feet away. The rest of them are 50.
Oh, if it's 40 feet, then I don't even have to cast a spell for that, which is good, because I'll just, then I'll cancel the thing, because I can only have to move 30 feet and then dash the 15 for the...
Okay.
And I will... Actually, I can actually cast both. Actually, I think you can only cast one cantrip in a round. I can't remember that.
Yes.
If you cast
you
if you cast two spells around, one of them has to be a cantrip. That's the rule.
Yeah. You can't cast 2 leveled spells. You can cast 2 cantrips, though. That's right. Generally, you don't run into that thing because there's not many bonus action and bonus action cantrips.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
and then I'll
You
use...
lunge at the one that looks as though it was formed from the putrid remains of the very mangled formerly Captain Arbalest.
Yeah, and I will use Molten Blade for this, as I just more or less dash and just boom.
All right.
You know, just fucking give him a Superman punch.
All right.
I think I've stolen Hera's luck, because that's a nat 20.
Oh, that brings up
That's
a question
definitely a hit.
that I just asked earlier.
Missiles? Yeah.
Universe, are we using the crit charts?
Yes, we are.
All right, let me pull it up.
Yep, I got the number here for it, which I'll just put to the side while I do my attack.
I got it up. What is it?
78.
Oh, high number.
Yeah.
See, you don't got to worry about it. The damage you did for that attack is maxed.
Oh, nice. Oh, wait. Oh, that makes my attack even scarier, because 1 second, let me check something real quick. I think it's Savant. Eventually, when you roll a crit on a spell attack roll, you deal an extra die of damage. Ooh, boy.
Yeah, so you maximize the damage. Whatever the
So
dice
that'll be-
rolls are, they're always the highest on the crit. That's what you got in the crit chart. So Talurra is like 50 damage.
Not that much.
Oh, sorry, 150 damage.
I'm not US.
Oh, right, you're Yost. 226, I think is what it was.
Do we have to worry about that moon crashing into the planet anytime soon?
We better not.
It was just like...
No, he literally kicked. He had a henshin move where it was like a kick or something, and he like kicked the bad guy in the balls so hard he just disintegrated because it did like over double his hit points in one hit.
I was more concerned about the castle he kind of dropped on a few people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did that too.
Sorry, what?
Oh yeah, he dropped a castle on the main villain.
It's a floating castle, effectively a little city.
You ever watch Voltron? You know, their flying ship. One of those.
Good lord.
So it's gonna take 24 damage.
Okay. It looks a bit scuffy, but otherwise all right.
All right, and then also the entire area around, around him, is now on fire.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Was any of your damage fire damage?
All of it was fire damage.
Got it. And you said that was 24, right?
Yes.
It looked about half as effective as you'd imagine,
Damn.
Aw.
All right. Noted.
as its flesh doesn't seem to burn, but takes the fire damage from some of it. As you do that, the creature sort of smiles a disturbing grin from what you think is its mouth, maybe. It's quite disturbing looking. It's hard to tell where its mouth is. It has eyes. It's very difficult to tell where the mouth is.
And that's my turn.
All right. Next on initiative is Zora.
And actually, Talurra will even radio in and say, "Don't use fire."
Okay. Quick question for the verse. I sent in a message on.
Sorry.
Zoom. No, you're fine.
Ooh. I barely remember the Chandler class, but the Chandler might be super useful for this fight.
Well, if I was a higher level, I may have better ideas, but for the moment, I'm kind of limited.
Yeah, I think, don't they eventually get to, like, if things have resistances, you can, like, bend it so they don't have those resistances anymore?
I believe that's one of the higher levels, like 15 or so, but yeah. For the time being, however, the one she's attacking, you said is 40 feet?
Yeah, there's a 40-foot one away.
Okay. So, I do have to do it this way then. Using my bonus action to activate Elemental Air. You see Zora jump the entire distance straight into the melee range.
I'm sensing a pattern with your characters.
Yeah, there's something there. Now, do I have to worry about the fire from your attack, Talurra?
Yes.
The beginning of your next turn, though, right?
No, till the beginning of my next turn.
Oh.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any creature that enters the space or ends its turn there takes 1d8 fire damage.
You can choose to dismiss it, even when it's not your turn.
I'll choose to dismiss it, just because I know that Zora's going to be jumping in.
Oh, okay.
Just because I'm not going to be that dick.
I appreciate that. That keeps me from having to worry about much more of my health going away.
You flamethrower it where you just, like, do a little sputter. Just...
Yeah, just...
Nice. And then I would like to make my attack by combining... Which one did I have? Ray of Sickness with my melee attack.
Okay.
Get down with the sickness.
Pretty much. So, D20, and I get to add my blade if it hits.
Bring me up the sickness.
Does a 19 hit?
19 hits.
Yes. So that is going to be 1d8 of radiant damage and 2d8 poison damage, and I do need it to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. 6.
It is now poisoned until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
If it's not immune to that.
Well, you stabbed it. What was your damage?
Do you want me to split it between poison and radiant, or does it matter?
Yes, please.
Okie dokie. The radiant was 4. The necrotic, was it necrotic? Poison, I'm sorry. What am I thinking? Oh, I'm thinking Eye of Anubis. And 7 points for poison.
Okay. The radiant looks effective. The poison did not.
All right, well, that is my turn.
Okay. Eisen. 40
Okay.
feet's your closest target.
Is that the one that everyone's been targeting?
Yep, that's the one everyone's smashed at that was formed from the Gushi remains of formerly Captain Arbalest.
How's it looking?
It's looking scratched.
All right. Then my impact cannon will deploy on my shoulder and fire a volley at it.
All right. Make your attack roll.
22 to hit.
That is definitely a hit by a lot.
All right. 18 radiant.
That looks very effective.
Super effective.
It looks as though it did quite a bit of damage. The creature now looks a little bit more than half dead.
That's my go.
All right, Eisen, that was you. The enemies go. There's 3 of you, well, 2 of you, right there next to that metal one, or partially cybernetic one. So the partially cybernetic one is going to split its 2 attacks. Talurra, you get a stab your direction from a metal spike that's wedged into its fleshy arm thing. Does a 15 hit you?
Nope.
Okay. It stabs at you with the metal spike, but your armor just saves you. On Zora, you get a blast from its weird-looking arm cannon thing. It's kind of fused into its where a hand would be. It looks like a blaster has just been like fused into its hand. It just points it right at you and fires. However, in the process, it's maybe sneezed slightly. With a 7 to hit, you deftly move out of the way as a blast of what can only be described as strangely purple fire gets blasted from this arm cannon.
Gross.
And you're like, that fire almost looked sick. And that was its turn. Its friends go, though. So they all spend their turn moving towards the group of you. A good majority of these things look quite horrible. Zora and Talurra, you are effectively surrounded at this point.
I have become air.
Hey, if you got a fireball, that would be a great time.
Especially if someone's an evoker. All right, Meriel, your turn.
All right, I just want to clarify. On my repeater, it says under range 60 to 180. Does that mean I can hit things from where they're standing by the portal?
Yep. Actually, they got closer. They're only 20 feet from you now.
Oh, lovely.
I think you can get sneak attack from that now.
Yeah.
Sneak attack, you say?
Yes. I know Rogue very well.
Same.
One of my favorite classes.
I think I would like to try one of these so-called sneak
Okay. I should state all of them moved towards you except the one that had his hands in the ground. That one is still 50 feet away.
I'll put a pin in that. But for now, which one seems to be the closest?
The closest one is one of the ones that shambled up to your friends but didn't attack yet.
Okay.
It's made of gooey, muscle-like material and strange, scaly, black, scale-like stuff. It seems to use as hands/feet. It's quite disturbing and gross.
All right. I'll try and attack one of those ones then.
All right. Its form is undulating and gross.
How does a 17 do?
17 sounds like you hit it quite a bit. Quite a bit.
All right. What is it? It's 13 damage.
13 damage. That looks like it did quite a bit of damage.
Cool.
Okay. Next on initiative, if Meriel, that was your turn.
Unless I can make a move to get farther away from that group that's coming toward us.
They seem to have only been concerned with surrounding and mauling your friends.
Okay, then I'll stay put for now.
All right, Deborah. Two of your friends are completely surrounded.
Okay. Deborah scoots up to where she's within 30 feet, so she doesn't move up
Okay.
to your full move. And she, don't do this. So she mutters an incantation, and she says, "You shall now fall down and wallow, as your soul will now become hollow." And I need a wisdom saving throw from one of them.
Okay. Which one specifically?
Whichever one looks like it's the least hurt.
Okay. That's 6 of them. You pick the closest one or the furthest one? The furthest one is the one with the claws in the ground.
I'll go with the furthest one then.
Okay. What's the DC?
13.
So one would say a 4 doesn't pass them.
Wow. Oh. I was expecting like the first time I cast this, it wouldn't work.
Red Dice of Doom worked in your favor.
Black tendrils of mist extend out of her claws, and they latch onto that one. And they seem to be draining it. Oh, no, sorry, this is a wisdom save, not a dex save. Not that it matters, their roll is so bad.
Yeah.
And after the tendrils extend out and they attach, they detach from me, and they just stay on them, and you just see the black tendrils swirling like in and out of this already tendril, like muscle-tendon creature. And as long as I concentrate on it, they are cursed.
Ooh, what's that do?
They take necrotic damage. So they take 10
Cool.
necrotic damage
All right.
on this turn. And that is my turn.
Okay. Next on the initiative, but not least, of course, is Noelle.
Hi guys, oh my god, what is that?
Oh, yes, I should state. The rest of you notice a strange glowing sparkle next to you, and seemingly stepping out of literally nowhere is Noelle, who is instantly next to you but wasn't there before. You're fairly certain you left her several weeks behind you.
Greetings.
She looks as though she's kind of gasping for breath ever so slightly.
Greetings, Roma of Nova. We've encountered a blight on this world.
Boy, do I have some stuff to tell you when we're done with this.
Does that have to do with that cool trick you just did?
Yes.
Hello over the thing. Does it have to do with your magical destiny?
Shut your mouth.
These strange masses of tendril muscle have weird claws made of scales, and they're trying to kill your friends.
I sense an in-joke that I am not in.
There's something weird about Deborah's eyes. You're not sure what it is.
Hey, you look different.
It's my makeup.
Let's do it.
So there's something weird in the neighborhood?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, not ghosts. Never mind.
I guess I'll just try and hit someone with that Eldritch Blast, because what else am I supposed to do as a warlock?
Say the thing. Say
I
the thing,
mean,
Warlock.
It is kind of the thing that warlocks do.
This is the thing I do with the warlock.
You have several targets, one of which looks pretty messed up.
I'll attack the one that's... Never mind, I rolled a fucking 1.
No!
Well,
We have a
roll
chart
that
for that.
percentage dice and tell our dear friend Scotty what you got.
I am so sorry.
Alright.
Scotty, get that table ready.
I got it.
Well, I hope I fucking summon a demon.
That'd be hilarious.
Roll a
Summon
low
a
number.
Summonesh demon.
By the way, that can actually happen. But roll the...
I know.
I have a perfect. Let's say, where's the chat? I can post a perfect thing in the Mystery of the Silver Fleet.
1d143.
Okay, that's not the worst. Your Eldritch Blast attack connects solidly with the object right in front of you and makes a loud noise, and you are deafened until the end of your next turn.
Shot it at the ground.
Yeah. Oddly enough, the ground sounds a lot like the outside of a ship's hull, and at this point, you effectively just bashed it with an asteroid. The ringing noise is Literally deafened.
You know, that can work. That can work in your favor for a few spells.
Mop.
I can't think of them on the top of my head, but I know there's a lot of them where it's like they have to hear you.
Yeah.
Charm person, I believe.
Command, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, anything that has a audible. Pretty much every bard spell.
Yeah, even Vicious Mockery. Because Vicious Mockery, they don't need to understand you, but they do need to hear you.
Okay. Leading initiative again, we have Talurra.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
From where I'm standing, where is that person who didn't move?
The one that used to be Captain Arbalest?
No, the one that has its hands down and isn't moving.
Oh, from your current location, it's 30 feet.
I thought it was further closer than that.
No, it was 50
I
feet
moved-
like the others, and you moved up to
I
Captain
moved,
Arbalest.
which was
I guess
40,
it's 10 feet
which
away.
is
Yes,
okay.
it's 10 feet away. Sorry.
All right. Then I am going to use my attack on it.
All right.
I'm going to lunge at it
Okay.
with Thundering Blade
Thundering Blade. Okay.
this time. Let's change up the element. Let's see if this element's any more useful.
Does your movement draw attacks of opportunity?
Nope. I actually haven't even moved yet.
Oh, cool.
That's just my attack action.
Oh, all right. That's neat. Like a
Yeah.
ranged attack. Okay.
It is so what it literally what it is yeah, let me read it to you because at third level you can rapidly close distance between you and a foe. Whenever you make a melee attack on your turn against a creature you can see, you can lunge up to 15 feet towards your target before making the attack. This movement does not provoke opportunity attacks.
Nice.
Nice.
It's literally Commando Pro, or
I was about to
the
say
more
this is
apt one.
it's the
You're like
Vanguard in Mass Effect. Isn't that what they were called?
Nightwalker from the X-Men.
More Vanguard is my view
Got
of it because
Because Vanguard,
I
you
don't
can
know,
like
Vanguard-
force move forward, like vroom.
boom.
Yeah.
Or like Fallout 4 when you have the steam train perk and you're just like
The pain
boom!
train.
Yeah, pain train. The pain
I
train perk.
watched someone do an
Yeah.
entire playthrough using only pain train perk,
Yeah,
and
my
God, it's so
brother has done that.
nice. All right, so that is a 21 to hit.
All right,
Actually, 22
That's
to
a
hit,
hit
but
by a lot. Yeah,
That's
that
definitely
hits
a
quite
hit.
bit.
Yeah.
Here comes the Talurra train.
Yes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
I polymorph into a train.
17.
Okay.
17 points of damage to it, and it's all thunder damage.
Okay, that looks effective.
And then, also, just for sake of positioning, Talurra is going to move inside the square behind this creature.
Okay.
Because positioning sake, that means that someone else can easily get. Someone else can not move as far to get there, though. I'm sure no one else here is dumb enough except for us to jump in there.
Right. Okay. How much damage do you do?
Like I said, 17.
17. Okay.
17 thunder.
Looks as though you've done most of its remaining health and damage.
Damn.
Deborah did quite a bit initially, as far as its overall health is concerned. Zora, it's your turn.
Yeah, this Halloween curse, it looks like their soul is like getting drained from them, so they're like drying up and their eyes are becoming more hollow.
Oh no. They're
It
losing their
looks
sexy
as though
human
its
body.
rather squishy form is becoming more dry,
Yeah, like Deborah.
from what you can tell. Yeah. Anyway, Zora,
Give me just a second. I just need to double check something real quick.
I'm
there's
sorry,
a
Zora.
cybernetic one of these things not too far from you, within melee, one would say, as well as quite a large number of others.
It
I-
just does the Sonic Idol animation where it taps its foot.
Okay, so since my melee buddy is no longer my melee buddy,
Thanks
I-
for back mate line.
really, I would like to use my bonus action to activate Element Earth.
Okay.
Gives me an immediate +2 to AC.
All right.
Oh, that's awesome.
And while doing that in the same motion, I want it to be a DBZ flex and cast Thunder Wave. Everything
Oh yeah.
foot.
No, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I left that
That's
area.
the
Then.
only reason I'm using it.
That is why I gave you the warning that I'm gonna be dipping. So
I was supposed to say, both of you like to do AoE, so it's actually probably a good idea.
Everything within 15 feet.
Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from
Okay.
me.
That is literally every enemy except the one that has its hands in the ground.
Awesome.
Just so
Yes.
you know.
Con saves.
All of them are con saves. I am
Oh,
so sorry.
and
Boy,
even
they
better,
are really bad at those.
even better. This actually might open up a hole for you to move out too.
Oh, no, yeah, if they fail
Does a
it,
12 pass?
no, it does not.
Just so you know what their con save is, this is what they rolled. And that's 12.
Oh.
Yes. And I'm assuming Zora's save is like what? 15, 14?
14 right now, yeah.
Yeah. They
So-
got to roll pretty good to pass your save, just so you
They
know.
got a 1 in 5 chance ish.
Oh, fuck. So, along
And that's
with
sonic damage?
thunder damage, actually.
Thunder.
Hey,
Yeah,
we know
same
that's
thing.
effective
You
too.
know
Hey.
that is incredibly effective against every one of these things.
Well,
Hmm.
that's pretty good because I just got max damage on both D8.
Oh,
16
Sweet
crits.
Christmas.
boom.
And each and every one of them is pushed 10
That
feet
fails.
away from me.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
They get blasted backwards by a shockwave of boom that happens from Zora. I'm assuming you like superhero punch the ground when you kind of activate it.
No, DBZ, force wave.
Got it. You just kind of flex and it just booms around you.
Yep.
Got it.
Well, if it's
'Cause that's how
DBZ, you have to actually say it in character too. You're like, Force Wave!
Yeah, no.
Now Zora just kind of flexes.
Double
and
Sunday!
emitting
I am not
psychically
Reddit, screw
from
you.
Zora is this shockwave of boom, which you kind of briefly hear. You're sure it was quite damaging to those in the radius. Those of you outside of it, it kind of sounds like this, like, but like everyone else inside of it gets thrown back enough that it is dramatic. I'm just going to rule that because they failed by enough for it to be reasonable, they all just get thrown prone around you.
Yes.
And Noelle's
Wait,
like,
no,
did
the-
something happen? What?
What?
Basically,
yeah, everyone
Scotty,
else hears like a.
the reason
And
I
Noelle
flavor-
here is
Yeah.
The reason I flavor it that way is because at the same time I'm using my bonus action to activate the element of earth for myself.
Got it.
So just the whole thing.
By the way, the cybernetic one looks almost dead.
Wonderful.
That was Zora's very
Nope.
impressive turn.
I still have
Do
my
you have-
movement.
Oh, go ahead.
And so as I'm not completely screwed when they get back up, I do want to take my movement to get to the side of Talurra.
All right.
Like if it was a box around
It's
it.
just a 10-foot hop.
Okay. To the right of it at a 90-degree angle from her.
Okay.
And
Alright.
that's my turn.
All right. You effectively boom everyone out of the way and then dash up next to your melee buddy. Eisen, it's your turn.
All right. Who
Everything's prone.
who got rocked? Oh, okay.
Everything is prone except the one that has its hands in the ground. And that's right up next to two of your friends, about 50 feet from you.
Everything got slammed. I think it's your turn to jam it.
Yep. The closest enemy is literally 15 feet from you, as it got thrown towards you.
Is the one closest to me looking pretty wrecked?
It looks like something just sonic boomed it right in the face for a pretty decent amount of its hit points. One would say almost half.
I'll fire another round from a shoulder cannon at it. Shoot it in its face.
All right.
Right. The tank is acting like a tank and shooting from a distance.
How dare it.
I mean-
19
Go ahead.
hits.
Yeah, 19 is assuredly a hit.
21 radiant.
That is enough to vaporize it. It turns into ash.
pew.
As you blast it with its shoulder cannon, its body kind of writhes uncontrollably and literally disintegrates to ash.
Oh, I was hoping to just blow the center mass away. All that was left was the little stub arms.
Yeah, kind of like it just oozes into a black dust on the ground. Very grossly.
Then I will throw a dog biscuit at it.
It is assuredly dead.
It's almost as funny as I throw a slice of cheese on its face.
All right. The enemies go. A bunch of them stand up from prone, which is half their movement. And then they get to continue the rest of their movement if they want to. Let's see what they choose to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're going to do that. Okay. They swarm your friends surrounding the one that's clawing the ground. Because they act like a swarm. That's just what they do. Meriel, did I skip your turn? No, you go after the enemies. That's right. Do you want to make sure? Huh?
Sorry, I was just going to ask, does any of that movement provoke attack of opportunity?
Thinking in my head, geometry is great. Geometry is your friend.
That sounds like a lie.
Not for Zora, because Zora literally pushed them all out of range for melee.
No. And more me. Zora then moved to where I am.
Oh.
So easiest way here. Hold on. I have minifigures for this. So I think how Zora was saying it is, we have lay down person here, and now we're both behind. This is probably harder to see. There we go. So we're both about here, and then all of them are about here. I don't think they provoke opportunity because they go into our square, but not leave it.
I was confused by the term swarm because I thought that meant like coming around us.
Some of them might actually provoke.
Okay.
This enemy does not necessarily fight strategically in that sense.
Fair enough.
More swarm tactics. So yes, both you and Talurra each get a opportunity attack.
Punch.
And a slice.
5, 17.
And 16 on mine.
Wait, no, I have even more than +5 to that. But oh well. I know 17 hits.
17 hits.
16 for mine.
All right. That's definitely a hit.
All right.
10 damage from me.
Okay.
5 from me, but it's radiant. I don't know if that matters.
Mine's bludgeoning.
Bludgeoning and radiant both seem effective.
Cool.
Mine is just fist damage.
Wink.
Fist seems effective. You think the infamous strength wizard who cast the spell of Fist would also be appropriate here. Yeah, so you draw some attacks, you do some damage. Some of them look pretty messed up. Sorry, lots of dice rolls.
Yep.
All good. All
That's what-
good.
That's what happens when you get a lot of bodies. I get it.
Yep. That's why I generally like to run big 2 or 3 character fights. Because I am.
Zora and Talurra, you each take 10 damage. One slashed you and another one slashed you. But this is a plethora of claws and bites. As they go to bite you, you notice from what was like a muscly open maw, some like sort of scales sort of like form like teeth out of the maw as they chew at you.
Okay. No, I'll do it next round, because I know you were doing calculations. There was something I could have done as a reaction. But...
Oh, well, what were you going to do?
Next round.
Okay. Meriel.
All right. I do like the idea of going after the thing with the tendrils in the ground.
It looks mostly dead.
And I believe my repeater has the range.
Yes, it does.
I'm going to attempt that.
All right. Just take a steady aim and fushoom.
That was a 19 sound.
19 sounds like you hit it a lot.
Yay!
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Crit fail table, got it.
That'll be 8 damage.
8 damage. All right.
What's your sneak attack?
Oh, I just shot it. I didn't do a sneak attack.
If you shoot it, you get your sneak attack still.
Yeah,
I
you
do?
have allies
Yeah,
within
you prox-
5 feet of your target, and you're within your first range increment, right?
Yeah, 60
yes.
feet.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, you can still so on ranged attacks, you can still proc sneak attacks. As long as it's a dex-based attack.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be a dex.
Well, in that case,
I think.
You
Let me
shoot
check.
him right in the
Yeah, you can't do it with a throwing axe. Or if it's dex, I think. You're right.
I'm checking it right now. I'm pulling up the actual text of it because I think it's dex-based, but
It might be
So
finesse.
player-
finesse.
ranged
The
weapon?
attack must use a finessed or a ranged weapon, so thrown wouldn't count.
Thrown would be ranged, though, wouldn't it?
Thrown is not a ranged weapon. That's the key thing, because it's very particular with ranged weapon.
That sucks.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know for sure. I'm thinking,
I
yeah.
like to play Abraham Lincoln Vampire
Anyway,
Slayer.
what was
where I
your
use-
sneak attack damage on top of 7?
there'll be a total of 16 then.
Okay. You take a deft aim and literally disintegrate it as you hit it right in that sweet spot. And it just like the one that was vaporized earlier by Eisen. You blast it and it kind of goes. It just turns into like an ashy smoke. As it dies, you hear all of the others say inside your brain, "So long as one stands, there will soon be many."
That's nice.
Good for you.
And that was what happened on Meryl's turn, Deborah.
Alright, I just do the anime thing where I just kind of like side strafe and walk while continue looking at them. And they just take some more necrotic damage. As this is pretty much Witch Bolt, but necrotic damage.
Is that the cybernetic one?
The one that I did the curse on. Which I think was
that was
the-
the one with the hands in the ground.
That's the one with
It's
the
dead.
claws?
Yeah, the one in the ground. It's dead.
Oh.
The
I didn't realize they
cybernetic
were the
one
same
looks
ones.
mostly dead. Yeah,
Alright, well then...
the cybernetic one is different, and then there's now 6 other ones. The one that had its hands in the ground are dead. Is dead.
This might be an interesting idea, since their minds seem to be all linked. Any of them, it doesn't matter. Actually, if I have to pick one, I'll pick the cybernetic one. Needs to give me a wisdom saving throw. Or charisma saving throw, sorry. Charisma.
Let me just double check that. Oh, it's the same. Oh wait, no, charisma's worse.
I was about to say, charisma's probably worse for these.
13.
13 just passes. So
Really?
I attempted
Your
to
save
get...
was higher than that.
No. My stats aren't as good as everybody else's.
Oh.
I only have 16 charisma. So. My DC
I
is
thought it was
13.
Oh, I thought it was like 14 or something.
Yeah, that's fine. This isn't a spell slot, but
Oh,
that did take
okay.
my action, so whatever.
What did
Okay.
you do?
I was attempting to do one of my hexes, but
Oh, okay.
I guess that's my
Yeah,
turn.
nope. Nothing happened. All right. After Deborah, Noelle.
Which got to the creepy part of the music too.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just did like this.
Oh, that's you.
Noelle,
Alt-
it's your turn.
Alt might be away.
Yeah.
Maybe go to their turn when they're back.
Okay. Noelle, when you come back, it's your turn, but we'll go to someone else.
All right, so that'd be me then, back to the top?
Talurra. Yep.
All right. So I'm going to, since I'm just gonna go and try. Which one looks the weakest? I'm assuming the.
The cybernetic one looks as
Yeah.
though it's got quite the thrashing. It is almost destroyed.
All right. Well, I'm gonna punch it. Actually, I'll punch the one beside it, since it's taken quite a beating. Maybe I can kill it using the residuals from the thunder damage.
Okay.
So, I will punch it. 16
It's
to
within
hit.
melee since everything kind of surrounded you guys.
I
when
mean,
you
I
ran
also
up to the room.
dash no matter what anyway, so... Yeah, so 16 to hit.
That's the hit.
Sweet. And anything within 5-foot radius of the person I'm hitting needs to give me a dex save.
Hmm. And what happens if they all fail?
They take bonus damage.
Okay. Go ahead and tell me what that is.
So the bonus damage will be 6 points of thunder damage.
Okay.
And only the ones in the outer ring take that. The initial target doesn't take that.
Okay.
And then
what's the
other-
initial target take?
The initial target takes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 points of damage.
It's disintegrated.
Boom.
You hit it with such a resounding shockwave that it just scorporates into a pile of gore on the ground, exploding into a goopy pile across its friends' faces, although none of them seem affected by them.
Oh, they'll be affected by the fists soon enough.
They were affected by the shockwave.
All right, and that's my
The
turn.
splatter of their friend, not necessarily.
Yeah.
All right. Zora.
Speaking of shockwaves, I just have one quick question about movement. Would I be able to position myself to hit all of them with another?
You can actually hit them all right now. They're completely surrounding you and Talurra.
Ah, lovely. Thunderwave, please. Constitution
Okay.
saving throws.
Oh, reason, thank you.
And I got a 22, so I'm gonna take half damage, but I'm good with taking the half damage.
Cool.
What's the saving throw?
14.
14.
All of them fail except one.
They'll be up by the time it's my turn. I was gonna give some ground and pound.
You roll your damage.
That would be 11 damage.
All right.
Okay. You once again kind of flex psychic shockwave. This time, Talurra, you hear the shockwave as a deafening kaboom. Not in the deafening sense, but in the that really hurt sense, perhaps. But the rest of them go flying, except one of them that kind of like braces and sort of slides a little, but keeps its footing.
Just as a side note, I do want to make mention that the shockwave, or the sound, actually goes 300 feet out.
Whew. Well, all of you definitely hear the boom then. You just don't feel the ouch from the boom. Let's see. How much damage was that?
11 thunder.
Okay. All of them, except the one that stopped itself from flying through the air, look almost completely dead. Now it's Eisen's turn.
Okay, who's still alive?
5 of them. One of them looks as though it got slid backwards a little, but looks okay. It's 30 feet from you.
Well, let's make it look not okay with another shoulder cannon.
All right. Make your attack roll.
Predator bastard.
Hey, when you've got a cool gun, use it.
Yeah,
Only
no.
one.
A new one, yeah.
And 18 radiant.
That is enough to disintegrate it. It looks as though it was about to do something and then just vaporizes.
I
It
just
was like-
Mars attached it. Ack, 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 ack.
Yeah. It just poof. Black dust. All right. The enemies go. They stand up, which is half their movement. Talurra and Zora, you both get an attack of opportunity as they move towards you in a very untactical way.
I don't hate to be that person, that doesn't provoke attack of opportunity. Only when they leave the square, not when they enter it.
Yep, something I didn't learn.
That's
till
just
very
Like I
recently.
said, they provoke one.
Okay.
Don't question it, damn it.
You should know this. I'm the person. I'm not the rules lawyer. I'm the person who wants the rule. At least tries to make sure
They do
That's
not
fine.
move
Okay.
tactically.
Yeah,
they
I want to
swarm
make sure that it's known that I'm not.
Mhm.
I just want. I always. Scotty knows this. I've done this infamously for myself to fuck myself over before too.
Yep. Nope.
18.
All right, they take
Go ahead.
10.
18 hits.
Or sorry, not a 10. An 18 on the die to hit.
18
damage.
hits. 10 damage kills it.
7
Okay.
radiant on mine.
7 kills it.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
And let's see. 3 of them attack you. because you killed 2 more. So now there's only 3 left. Or 2 left, sorry. To attack you. The third one puts its hands on the ground and attempts to do something. You don't see any effect yet, but you might if it's not killed.
Oh boy, it's going to die next.
However, Scotty, you need to tell me what a 26 does on the critical table.
Critical hit?
Oof.
Yep, on Talurra.
Oof.
Let's see.
Any chance I can-
What is Talurra holding?
Nothing.
You drop whatever
don't
you're
use
holding, so
weapons.
nothing happens.
Because I don't use weapons. I use my fists.
You drop your
What,
fists.
what were you going to say, Zora?
Nothing. Never mind.
Okay.
Just my
Um,
hands pop off.
You take 24 damage as it bites you on the neck.
Jesus.
Ow. Goodbye, mech suit.
Quick question: does AC not count for
The
anything?
mech suit has 30 HP.
Oh, I know. It's already taken
Ah, got it.
15. So 24 minus 15. So it means I take 9 points of damage.
Okay. Were you wearing your life suit inside the mech suit?
Yes.
Okay.
Does AC not matter in this?
I assume he's rolling AC to our thing. Like he's rolling the damage to our AC. Like he's rolling the AC and then. That.
There's a variant
Yeah,
rule
I'm
in the
rolling against your
DMG.
AC.
You're doing the
Well,
mob thing.
It critical against Talurra.
Yeah.
But otherwise, they generally missed the rest of the attacks against you guys.
The only reason I ask is because even on the last turn, there was no mention of AC, and if that would have mattered at all for their attacks, I just wanted to ask.
It did. They're rolling versus your AC, but they rolled so badly that they only really 2 of them rolled like super high, and then the other ones rolled like single digits.
Okay.
So yeah, it was like 6s and 9s all around, except 2 of them, which were like 25 and 26. And I was like, it's not a critical, but it hit a lot.
That's fair.
What if I decided
like,
to play?
okay.
What if I decided to play a gelatinous cube wizard who casts grease a lot?
That would be fun. So yeah, that bite hurt quite a bit. It destroyed your mech. However, it did do some damage to you as well. So your life suit is considered punctured.
Yeah.
So yeah, you need to give me a Constitution save.
All right. Luckily, I have a decent constitution, and by decent, I mean I rolled a 17 for that save.
Okay, you are unaffected by the effects of heavy radiation for this turn.
Ruh-roh.
That
Luckily, I
might
think-
not be the case if this continues.
I'll finish it soon enough. One way or another, I'll finish this fight.
Get rid of
Okay.
zone of atmosphere. I said. I won't need that spell. I said.
I do know. I think Nox has mending, so
Yeah.
if I'm remembering it properly.
If I'm remembering it properly as well, I do believe that Nox does.
Actually, wait, hold on. Do I have Hera's? I don't think I have Hera's character sheet here. Damn. Actually, let's see.
Meriel. There are 3 enemies remaining, one of which just went like this and sunk its claws in the ground.
Yeah, and I took that personally, so I'm gonna attack that guy.
Okay. Make your attack roll.
How dare you attack my shorty squad mate?
Yeah, how dare. How about a 16?
That definitely hits.
All right. $13 damage.
That is enough to disintegrate it.
Hey.
You blast it, and it kind of, right before it gets to do what it's going to do, it just vaporizes.
I don't want to know what it was about to do.
You had a feeling it has something to do with what they've been saying over and over again. Meriel, that was your turn. Do you do anything else?
I'm pretty comfortable where I'm at.
All right, Deborah, there are 2 combatants remaining.
Okay. Deborah says, another incantation, a different one. Wish I may, wish I might, that I cast this pale moonlight. If these creatures can transform, reveal these beings' true forms. As I cast Moonbeam on both of them. I believe those are con
What's
saves.
the radius on that one?
It's a 50-foot beam, I think.
Oh, God. All right. Yeah, you hit them both. That's for sure. Con saves? Oh, they're real great at those.
Yeah, I learned
Let me
that.
just... 6 and 14.
The range is 120 feet. It's a 5-foot radius, 40-foot long cylinder that I can point in.
Yeah, you can definitely hit them both. One of them rolled a 14, the other one rolled a 6.
Okay. The one that passed takes half. The one that got a 14.
All right.
I'm pretty sure they're not shape changers, but if they are, they would make that save a disadvantage, which I
Okay.
think is a thing. 2d10. A whopping... Oh, that actually is the max, isn't it? Yes, it is. 12 radiant.
And the other one takes 6?
Yep.
That's enough to kill them both. You kill the last two with your moonbeam. And the moonbeam sort of just vaporizes them into goop. They fall into the ground like a pile of blackened flesh.
I moved the moonbeam over to the holes that they made, just to cauterize it, make sure.
Every single solitary hole that they made immediately vaporizes, as if the ground itself were cancerous and you were clearing it.
As long as I have the spell up, I move it around and chemotherapy the ground.
Yeah, you chemotherapy as much of the surface of this planet as you possibly can.
How long is this spell?
I'm going to visit the
A
little
minute.
dungeon master's room. Role play amongst yourselves for a brief second. Noelle, you might have something you need to tell the party.
I don't think Alt's here anymore. I think Alt's dead.
Yeah,
I think you may have dozed off.
I'm pretty sure he works a lot.
He's
so-
had a really bad day today.
so
Yeah.
he probably passed out. Poor guy.
He deserves it.
Doesn't really help either. That is, he comes home, he's ready to play a D&D game, and then he rolls a nat 1. I'm
Yeah.
sure that did not help at all.
No.
Yeah.
But all right. Deborah spends the next minute cleaning up cancer.
Talurra's like covering the hole in her suit with her hand currently.
This is why you bring duct tape.
I mean, I think Nox has mending, so
I think we have duct tape. It's like starting gear, isn't it?
not that I remember
Vent
having.
tape. Should
I
be.
know there's vent tape in Jesse's game, but
Yeah, vent tape. Same thing.
I don't think I have that.
They call it
so,
vent tape instead of duct tape because copyright.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I may have some. Actually,
Yeah, Deborah has some. Deborah just in here.
I think literally though Nox has mending. Like the spell mending. Which means also she can repair the mech.
nice.
Yeah, I have
Which is
10
also
rolls.
like-
10 rolls of vent tape.
10 rolls, Jesus.
So one roll will probably cover it, right?
Again, I think Hera has mending, so I think we're good. We don't need to use our items for it.
Fair enough.
If you have 10 rolls, can we try the Mythbusters feat of lifting a car with all of those with our ship? Just out of curiosity.
I mean, yeah.
Sorry, is Alt back yet or not?
I don't think I think Alt's out.
Alt works like 12-hour shifts, so I think he passed out.
Rough day too, so.
Mhm.
So yeah, but yeah, Talurra's gonna just walk back to the group, just kind of holding the suit. I assume either Nox fixes it with mending or Deborah has vent tape. If Nox doesn't have,
I'm going to go with Nox has mending.
I'm pretty sure she does.
I'm pretty sure she does as well. I think I've at least seen or heard her use that spell once already. in
Yeah,
the
I think
campaign,
so too. But
I'm going to go with the fact that Nox has mending and mends your life suit tear.
and also the mech, because she also could do the mech suit too, because he said that can be repaired with mending.
Right, yes, it can. In the process, however, you need to make one more con save for me.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a bad one. That's a 9.
That is not good. Let me see what happens.
You die.
You are dead.
I mean, I'll be honest. Wouldn't be the first time I've ran into a save or die situation where I've just died. I got disintegrated once.
I told you I'm sorry.
I've heard of that.
Okay, I found vent tape because I was curious and I was like, I got to see what it actually does. Durable adhesive tape that is used for any applications that involve sticking two things together. While more creative minds can use large quantities of vent tape for other uses, such as maybe lifting a car, more people can use it for quick repairs and to fix flashlights to blasters in a pinch, etc., etc. A single roll is 60 feet, 2-inch wide tape.
I'm not gonna lie, literally duct tape or vent tape in this situation is I've used it to fix injuries before, including taping a finger together to get it back to get the person to the hospital.
If you're in a pinch,
it works.
You'd be surprised.
No, like that's
fix everything.
No, like it's a joke, but it's actually serious. There is what's called the kitchen medical kit, which is super glue and duct tape.
Yep.
Because that shit will keep you together while you go to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I have had to use that before on other people.
No joke. Super glue, the same super glue you would buy to like glue stuff together randomly, is actually the super glue they use in the hospital. The only difference is a doctor is using it. It's literally the same stuff.
Literally, if I remember properly, that's what duct tape second use when it was actually not duct tape. Sorry, super glue. It's what it was primarily used for when it was first invented. Well, first it was, I think if I remember properly, it was meant to be a coating for a jet fighter's screen, but it was too sticky, so they used it to treat injuries on the field.
What are you talking about? Duct tape?
No, we're talking about
Super
super
glue.
glue.
Oh,
Duct tape was used in to fix rotor blades.
Mm-hmm.
100-mile-an-hour tape.
Yep. Used to stop the hole when they got shot. They got a hole in the rotor and stuff like that. I know way too much shit about random facts. It's really annoying and weird.
Interesting little tidbits, though.
Mm-hmm. I am chock full of just random useless facts.
Anyway, so vent tape.
I mean, Nox, heals, me,
Right.
taking damage from radiation.
Yeah, there's something about radiation that did something. I just want to make sure it was not.
I can fix your radiation.
I went up in some rads.
Oh, I didn't know Deborah could do that. Okay.
I was joking. You just do that healing spell I did before.
Please
Oh,
no.
right, yeah.
I've only taken 9 damage so far. I don't need you killing me.
You guys know I'm your ship medic, right?
I know, and that's what's terrifying about it.
Yeah, I'm
It's
absolutely
only 3.6
terrified.
Rotkin. It's not great, not terrible.
Since this is actually because it's part of my background as the ship's doctor. Like this, having seen many strange things in my travels, I developed an instinctive understanding of alien biologies. Whenever I encounter a new creature I've never seen before, I can make a few observations, deductions about it, gain new ideas of how dangerous it can be, what it's weak to, etc., etc. So, universe, can I check out what's left of these bodies?
Sure.
Couldn't you have done that from the start?
I forgot. I gotta be honest.
I don't think it's as easy to do when they're trying to eviscerate you.
Also, that does sound like a very Deborah thing to not even think about it. They go, I should inspect these.
Well,
To be fair, they didn't immediately attack. We had several minutes of conversation before we moved in.
Well, that's true.
It's also very polite of them to wait for us to come to them.
It was. Almost as if they wanted you to.
and this feature seems to be more you use it when you're not in combat, aka like this situation where they're dead, and so we can examine it and prepare for next time.
There's no rules on it that I see, and I thought there was rules on radiation, and there's not.
Also, Talurra, Nox, Hera just confirmed that Nox has improved mending, so...
Got it. All right, well, she fixes it.
Universe, if you want quick rules for
Ooh,
radiation,
there it is.
treat them like... Oh, there are rules for it. Never mind.
I was going to say, I'm 90% sure...
You are considered poisoned for an hour.
Oof.
Oh, that's a lot nicer than that Xanathar spell. I keep forgetting what it's called. Glowing...
It's just disadvantage on rolls, isn't it?
The glowing radiance spell, or whatever. That spell.
Oh,
Pretty
glowing
much.
radiance. Yes, sickening radiance.
Sickening radiance.
Sickening radiance, yep.
Which
It's
is
a fun spell.
Radiation, the spell.
Yeah, okay, I'm poisoned for an hour. I'll make sure to note that down.
Poison's better
Character
than
sheet.
exhaustion. That's
I
for
mean,
sure.
And you only
yeah.
took one level of radiation. The levels of radiation you take magnify that effect
Oh,
to
yeah.
the point where it could kill you.
Oh, I know that. I know that much. I know that much from Fallout.
Do I
Yeah.
feel like if I can... Wait, our ship doesn't have medical bay, does it?
Nope.
Shit.
I mean, only an hour. I only have to wait an hour.
Not even the Penguin King has medical pain.
Well, I think that's the first thing we need to... I think that's the first thing we need to invest in. Are there any more
Okay.
of these things?
You don't see any more quivering out of the cancerous mass that was the ground. Although you've cured most of it, so
How close are we to
there's
the
that.
giant gargantuan portal?
About 100 feet.
Oh, wow, okay. Hey, Meriel.
Yes.
You are the expert of portals, correct?
Sure, yeah. What do you need to know?
Should we do something about this? Pointing at the giant portal, do.
I think if we don't want any potential visitors from the other side of the portal, it would be nice to know how to shut it down. For all we know, that's open to anyone who wants to go through it.
I doubt any of us want to do that. Looks at the rest of the group.
Out of character, I'm curious what's on the other side.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm doing the same
I'm a little
thing.
curious.
Okay, who are we going
Uh.
to tie the rope to and dangle him through it?
Oh, good,
yeah.
you're volunteering.
Oh, this is payback for me playing patience. Okay.
I mean, we have two people we can tie it to pulling because we have Deborah and Eisen who are strong.
At least no one is patience, because if anyone was, they would have just walked through already.
I was gonna say, I think in terms of escaping, it's Talurra or Meriel who are the best two for getting out of situations.
Alright, we take 3 rolls of our vent tape, coil them together
Yeah,
so that it makes vent rope.
I have rope. I have 50 feet of rope.
Alright, you can
If no one else
you can
wants
tie
to
it around
volunteer.
you can tie it around my
Talurra will
waist.
do it. Screw it. Talurra.
Okay.
Zora walks straight through it.
Oh, Zora walks through it. Oh, there we go. There we go.
You walk
I
right
have
up to
wonderful
the
time.
Zora's arm is in this part of the verse.
You walk right up to the entranceway of this huge, just ridiculously massive archway. One would say colossal, such a size were possible, but it's not. And in front of this just absolutely colossal gateway is a weird panel of controls. And this weird panel of controls is written in a very strange language. Before you say something, Talurra, what languages do the rest of you speak?
Skathári.
Okay.
Common.
Orvin?
Dwarven.
Oh, and
Dwarven. Got
Dwarven.
it.
I do have Dwarven as well.
Okay.
Ori, Common, and Elvish.
Oh,
Elven.
All right.
and Elven. That's
All right.
That's all of them.
Meryl, what do you got language-wise?
I've got Common and Elven.
All right, great. All right, Talurra, you know what it says. It's written in Draconic. Looks to be an activation gateway of some sorts. The buttons on this look as though you could type in literally any coordinates of anything, anywhere, in any part of the verse and end up there. You think this is how the dragon looted treasure from thousands of worlds? By literally using a colossal portal to just phase right in front of the world, take its treasure, and disappear.
That's cool. Talurra actually even says it out loud. Huh, that's cool.
You also see a strange button on this panel that doesn't look as though it belongs with the rest of the buttons.
Is it big
Is
and
it
red?
Big and red.
Nope. Although it does look like it points inward. In fact, that's the literal translation of it in Draconic. Points inward.
So Before we go any further, though,
Uh-huh.
I do want to ask, what the hell do I see?
You see a big control panel with a bunch of buttons written in a bunch of gobbledygook. To you, it looks like strange symbols that mean nothing.
Yeah, it's
So
a
this
little-
is on the other side of the portal?
This is in front of the portal. The
I
portal's
walked
not
through the
open yet.
portal.
It's not open yet.
I thought you said it was. Okay,
It's a big
apologize.
archway at this point.
Oh.
Gateway archway.
I think we all
Portal could
assumed.
be there.
I think we all assumed it
Yeah.
was like Stargate, where it's just.
It wasn't
it's
turned
just
on yet. Sorry,
Okay.
I should have stated.
Oh,
that.
okay. I assumed it was just perpetually.
You're in front of the control panel at this point.
Deborah types cheeseovers.
You're not sure how to spell that in whatever language this is.
Take bits of
It
meat.
needs to be
somebody-
itchy.
Can somebody activate it? Just turn it on.
Talurra seems like she understands it. Looks over to her.
Kind of, yeah.
I'll pick up the mouse and say, "Hello, computer."
Thanks. In character, Talurra,
Hello, computer.
would you please activate the portal?
Sure. Where do you want me to activate it to?
Turn it in on itself.
Boop. Presses
You
the
push
turn
the
it on.
inward button. Oddly enough, it opens up just a absolutely colossal gateway. For a brief moment, you see the radiation belt that flickers, or that swirls around the planet flicker, and then it goes back to swirling. As if the very energy from the massive radiation belt is what's powering the portal.
Mm.
Hmm.
So it is finally turned on?
Yep, and now shimmering before you is a gateway thousands of feet across, leading into what you can only describe as an ocean of gold.
Talurra knew how to turn it on, just need to press the right buttons.
I think
me
we
a lesbian.
found our treasure.
That is a lot of treasure.
I don't see a moon.
You could buy a moon with this amount of money, though.
Buy several moons with that amount of money, including the planets that they orbit.
You can also buy a space station that looks like a moon.
I'd be careful. This seems too easy.
Can I have that city, that Crescent Moon city? I call dibs.
Treasures like this always come at a cost.
Is that fight not our cost? Something led us here, asked us to destroy them, and is now giving us the access to the treasure.
I feel like these two are not related. This is the dragon's fortune, not that mushroom person's.
I agree. I don't think the mushroom people need a portal this big.
You're also not sure the mushroom people even care what currency is.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is Talurra just points. All of this is written in Draconic, so it's definitely the dragons.
You're also not sure how Talurra knew that. Maybe she speaks Draconic.
So, being the first one that actually wants access to the money, I guess I go through the portal first.
Talurra's gonna follow.
Same.
Deborah's
she's got-
skeptical, so she's gonna stay
Tal-
back and see what happens if she can watch.
Talurra's
them.
got to stick with her melee buddy. She ditched them earlier, so
Why does this smell like Treasure Planet?
Because it is.
Stop reading my plot.
how'd you get access to my book?
You step through the portal. As you step into what can only be described as an ocean of gold coins, laying before you is what, on all sides, except behind you where the portal is, and even behind even the portal itself, you see a spherical ball of coins suspended, just seemingly inside of something. You don't see a galaxy above you anymore, or a nebula. You now see a ceiling of sorts. Where you are is almost unknown, but you could guess. Most of you figure out the dragon's treasure was hidden inside the planet. The planet was not the treasure was inside the planet. Although it is suspended here,
Planet?
there is something else here, something else that seems off. Those of you with modifiers in religion can give me a religion check. Those of you without those can give me an arcana check. If you
So, what do you mean by modifier? Do you mean proficiency?
yes,
Okay,
I do
because
not.
I have modifiers, but I don't have proficiency.
if you don't have proficiency, you can roll anyway if you want. But it's either or. You can make an arcana or a religion. You can't do both.
22 on Arcana.
Okay.
Literally does not matter what it is for me. They're both the exact same +5. So I got a 25.
I got nothing.
And I'll have mine be Arcana because it makes more sense for Talurra.
Really quiet all of a sudden.
Sorry, typing.
I'm going to check. I'm like, wait, what happened?
No, you're fine.
What happened?
Mhm.
The way I figure it, if your background is still moving, Scotty, I know we haven't completely frozen.
Oh,
yeah. That's the only way
I
to
was going to change it to a treasure planet one, but...
Scotty, what'd you get for your arcana?
Oh, I thought it was a religion.
Or religion. Or religion.
I don't have
What'd you get?
proficiency, so I was like, eh.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else attempt an arcana? No? Okay. All right. Those of you who attempted arcana got your answer.
Got a bad feeling about this. Wait, wrong show.
I think we're going to need a bigger boat. Oh, wait, wrong show.
Definitely will for all this.
What if the planet is the...
Do any of you walk around in the coins? You're currently standing on like a little platform, and kind of around you on all sides is coin.
Oh, I'll change...
Oh, Noelle froze for a moment. Her computer locked up. Noelle may be here shortly.
Hey! Talurra is actually going to mention that, guys, just be careful. There's something here.
I kind of want the gold, so if I use kinesis to start just shoveling some gold into my pockets, is that going to disturb the ground we're standing on?
The ground you're standing on seems to be connected to whatever's under the gold. In what way, you don't know.
Oh, so it's solid ground then.
Who can build a conveyor back through the portal?
That laugh, you know that's a good sign.
All right.
Deborah walks
you
through, and she
pick up
throws the obsidian dagger way as far as she can go.
You have the obsidian dagger?
I have the obsidian dagger.
That's the thing. Meriel has the obsidian dagger.
Oh, I didn't think you took it.
No, Meriel took it.
No, Meriel took
Yeah, I
it
have
and
it.
was like, I'm not leaving this here.
It was either Meriel or Talurra were taking
Yeah.
it.
Well, both of them were like, let's not leave this here.
You pick her up and throw it with a dagger.
They yeet Meriel.
Just yeet Meriel into the...
I mean, let's be honest here. She is one of the shorty squad. She very easily could be yeeted.
I just gotta get out of this bodysuit thing first.
I love gnome punting.
Well, I have a can of Crash, whatever that is. We don't really need that here. We need brain food. And I just...
I mean, I
You
think
chuck
Zora
the can
already...
of crash into it.
Yeah, as far as I can.
Okay. The can of crash kind of cascades across the coins, and a large, what looked like mountain of coins sort of slides, revealing the skull of a creature. A creature so big it could easily swallow some asteroids whole. Maybe even the moon you were standing on. This skull has 6 eyes, 3 on either side leading up its head, similar in a fashion but more draconic and massive in size to that of the captain that you killed on the way here, the pirate captain. You think perhaps this skull belongs to the very being that called itself the legendary laser dragon. This skull seems to tilt or nod ever so slightly as the horde moves beneath it.
I can tell you this.
So
dragon.
the coins sort of cascade, and the skull goes like this.
I can tell you this elder laser dragon's not
Tilts
canon
down.
in a specific verse, because that one got vaporized. But I appreciate the cameo.
I would appreciate seeing some nice laser dragons.
Mm-hmm.
The skull of this dragon could only be described as colossal, if such a size were possible. It's not, though.
That looks about the size of a maw.
You easily could think that it might be.
So,
It could swallow a moon.
did
So,
that
yeah,
cascade
come on.
come anywhere close to us?
The coin sort of erupted and rolled downwards towards you, but despite the disturbance of such, none of the coins left the area, so everything seems okay.
So everything's coins. It's literally just coins.
You see some gemstones strewn in here and there, some diamonds the size of your head.
Okay. So no pillars with like this guy holding the oil lamp?
No.
Good. And we
You
don't
don't
have
see
any
any.
monkeys that'll steal it, so I think
Wrong planet, I think.
I like the reference, though. Also on Disney Plus.
But the
Yes.
That's
yes.
movies.
So
Best movie.
I definitely want to start filling my pockets with anything that's loose using kinesis.
Okay.
Gemstones that are worth more than the coins, obviously,
Deb-
but
Deborah summons Mimas. Because I can just do that without casting the spell now. And Mimas
Begin.
slowly flies all the way over towards the skull to check things out.
I pull out a snow shovel and a 96-gallon Rubbermaid trash can out of nowhere and start filling it up.
You guys head back to the ship, and you're like, wait, we don't have any storage. What is all this dirt doing here?
Someone's filled up all the barrels with dirt. You don't know why.
A lot of Deborah-shaped claw marks on them. Anyway, sorry.
You begin just taking the treasure, just looting as much as you can there. And as you begin looting the treasure from the horde and move some of it, you hear a very loud
Who farted?
as if a large metal plate were just activated.
How far did Mimas get to fly? Mimas
got all the way over to it.
Oh boy. Mimas gets worried and hides in one of the giant eyes.
Mimas notices a strange red glow from inside one of the eyes.
Oh, Mimas flies back, and Deborah walks back
Talurra-
through the portal, just backs
It's
up.
literally like portal now, portal now, portal now.
The coins are starting to disturb even more so as you notice this colossal plus-sized skeleton of sorts begin to move of its own accord.
I'm gonna go start
Oh, yeah,
the ship.
well.
I'll be right back.
Yeah,
I'll
Talurra's-
join you.
I think we should leave.
I agree.
Perfect time for you to come back, Alt.
of course,
Yeah, I don't
now
know
you
what the
get to
fuck
just
just happened. My goddamn computer just totally locked up.
What a dick.
Hmm?
That was so deep, Blake, it actually cut out on my side.
Sorry.
Did you like, a few people were talking there. It's almost sounded like you just said skooma.
No, I said, who has disturbed my slumber?
Okay, yeah.
Everyone decided to be a boo, and now we have to leave.
Laser dragon on skooma.
It was me, Inspector Gadget.
Shove Inspector Gadget forward, take as much gold as I can, run back through the portal.
Get to the portal! Go!
Ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding.
And Talurra is probably one of the earlier ones too, because she is 100% casting spring step and just dashing.
Just,
Oh yeah, I'm out.
Ow, ow.
just dragging the trash can full of gold.
And
Everyone evacs through the portal as fast as you possibly
and
can.
the moment everyone's through, she's going to close that portal.
And Zora would probably be one of the last ones still trying to shovel as much gold into the pockets using kinesis as freaking possible.
As you are one of the last ones through, you see a hand about the size of maybe half of the moon you were standing on earlier, reaching right at you. And as it sort of gets to the point where it could pick you up, you jump through the portal.
And pick up one last time.
Or button mashing as soon as...
Come on!
Someone close the portal.
And the
Talurra's
portal
closing
closes before any of the hand comes through, but the hand was so close it almost got through the portal.
I cast
I feel like we might
antivirus
have had
on it, so nothing can interfere with this portal.
I imagine just slowly stepping back just as slow as possible, and the portal is closing right at my nose.
Yes, literally right in front of you, like...
I was waiting for us to have a Thor Ragnarok moment where the hand goes through the portal, and then I just cut the hand off.
So, did everyone get their fill?
I got my barrel's worth.
Can we smash the console now?
Smashing it might be a bad idea. We don't want to render it unstable.
All right, blast it.
Can we secure it? Lock it?
Put it in a pocket.
Talurra looks to Noelle for this, because Noelle's the nerd.
I could probably hack it or something to make sure it doesn't open.
Perfect.
We must leave now.
Yes. Let's let Noelle do this thing first.
Wait, I got it.
Shift to come over here.
I'll just go there and pull the power plug.
Looks up at the radiation that's powering it. I don't think that's gonna work.
Does it sound like it's like plugged into
The
a...
radiation belt above the planet's surface flickers and then disappears completely.
See? I fixed it.
Hold on a
You said
moment.
we're up on top of a hill, right?
Mm-hmm.
To get to this game? Yeah, I glide back towards the other side of the ravine where our ship is.
You see Captain Cobble kind of nearing the craft towards the planet's surface.
That was a sign enough, right?
Unless it wasn't very clear, we should go.
Yes, let's go now.
The whole planet slightly shakes and rumbles ever so slightly. This Jupiter-sized planet is not capable of a quake you're aware of, so something else is moving it.
Probably that skeleton dragon thing.
That's no horde.
That's no moon.
That's no moon.
All right,
Oh.
let's go now.
Still dragging the trash can. Let's go.
Thankfully, despite my hopefully overloading pockets, my element of air does give me an additional 10 feet per movement. So if I'm dashing, I get 20 feet per.
Yeah, let's bounce.
You all begin to exit at the largest amount of haste you thought possible. Maybe in some cases you didn't. You weren't aware even that you were capable of running at such speeds, but when a dragon the size of a planet is chasing you, maybe that's the motivation you needed to move at such
the motivation to
expediency that you
go
could
even
clear.
further beyond.
Right.
Still in the power play.
And you make it aboard the ship thanks to Captain Cobble noticing when things were starting to go awry, maybe because he's sober. So props to you for keeping him sober in this particular instance. As
I
he
feel
gets
like we gave him no choice.
You didn't really. You got near the planet. He gets near the planet's surface. You all begin to kind of like climb aboard as fast as you can as the earthquakes get worse and worse. As you leave the planet's surface and you begin to take off into the nebula, the planet begins to shake and violently rumble even more. As you notice parts of it shift and move as if the planet itself were changing.
It's a Decepticon.
Here's where I fail as a nerd. What was that gigantic, like multi-part transformer that was almost the size of a planet?
Omegatron?
Omegatron. Yeah.
Omegatron, yes.
Omegatron Prime, I think.
Yeah.
How could I forget
That was its name, really?
Yeah.
I
Omegatron.
had that one, and I didn't remember.
Oh, also, we have a present for
Big
you.
planet-sized
It's a mech
thing.
suit.
You have
The
a
shorty
plus
squad
30
all got mech
HP
suit.
life suit mech suit.
What color
Yeah,
was
we all
all?
got a mech suit, and then Talurra wrecked hers right away.
No, mine's fixed now.
Oh, it's fixed now.
Mending.
They give you 30 extra HP, Noelle, and they also are considered a life suit when they're active. Once you lose that 30 HP, the suit is considered trashed until it is repaired, and it can be repaired with mending spells and such.
Go, fix it.
It functions as a life suit, effectively.
Oh, nice.
And it gives you a 30 extra HP. But you are considered large size. So if a large sized thing couldn't fit where you're going, you can't fit when you're wearing it.
Yeah, fair enough.
The only real downside. If you're wearing it outside, perfectly fine. As the craft gets further and further away from the planet, you all hear a roar that is practically deafening in its volume. The nearby cloud of like space whales just like evac as fast as they can in the opposite direction.
I wonder why.
Wait, we can hear it as we're leaving the planet?
Yeah.
But space is a vacuum.
So
This nebula is not a vacuum.
at this point, we either make it or we don't. So I'm just going to sit down and start counting my winnings.
But these are
Zora
points, they
and
aren't worth anything.
Eisen, you successfully managed to collect a series of gold coins I will send to you privately. Did anyone else take any money?
Nope.
Does that also include the gemstones that I prioritized?
Uh-huh.
No, Talurra is busy keeping the door thing. She's assuming that they better share because she made sure they got out of there without getting mauled by it. And if not all else fails, I mean, Meriel and Talurra are pretty sneaky, so.
I mean, I wasn't about to go snooping around in a dead dragon's horde.
I mean, it's clearly not dead.
Then again, you're not the ones that risked to do anything to get.
I did make sure you got out of there without getting killed.
That was for your own preservation as well.
You're alive, right? I mean, I could have closed that before you left. Just saying.
Don't get me wrong. I am absolutely thankful that you didn't. But you also didn't step foot in there either.
I did. No, I was in there too. I warned about the arcane thing.
I'm sorry. You did not risk anything to go after the prize.
It's almost like I
Sure
then.
did.
As you get a relatively decent distance away from the planet, you notice the planet itself sort of split open. One part of it sort of, as if big plates were moved or forced open from the inside.
That's really cool.
And crawling out of it is a very, very, very large dragon.
Is it
So
skeletal
you're saying
dragon?
it was
or
a
is it
Dragon
actual?
Ball?
Skeletal dragon.
You're saying that that planet was a Dragon Ball?
No, we had the Dragon Balls by going for the treasures.
Well, we gotta catch the dragon.
And
We'll see.
another roar is heard, this time just exceedingly loud. The nebula that you are in carries the sound well, and Captain Cubble goes, well, I think that's as much of a warning as the rest of you need. It's time to punch it. Everyone hold on to something. Noelle, you assist Captain Cobble since your piloting skills are far better than Captain Cobble's.
Help us.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, your piloting skills are exceedingly better than Captain
Nice.
Cobble's. So go ahead and give me a pilot check.
Oh, hey, my dice didn't betray me.
Hey!
So that's dirty 20.
Yay!
You push the captain aside and basically have him tell you what to do, and easily use the craft's controls far better than he was. He was only getting a 10, as that's what he's capable of. And you just exceeding, you're like, no, hang on. And you just punch it. And with his help, you successfully managed to navigate inside the nearby asteroid, a very large asteroid field, which will take you safely towards the crescent moon-shaped way out of here. And use the asteroids as cover, as a series of very large, massive laser beams blast towards the asteroids, ricocheting off of some of them and disintegrating large paths of them. Your expert piloting skills, however, save everyone from complete disintegration at the hands of a massive laser beam that blasts past the craft several times. In a elaborate chase scene, as it were, with a large laser beam as your chasing opponent, you successfully managed to navigate the crew to safety.
Woo.
The rest of you are fairly certain if Noelle hasn't phased into existence just when she did, you would all be dead.
Nah, it would have been fine.
Talurra, thank you for your magical destiny, Noelle.
Shut up.
Wait, weren't you back at the Penguin King? How did you get over here?
Oh, God. So, you know how apparently no one knows how to make engines that don't just recalibrate themselves every 5 minutes?
Yeah.
So I was recalibrating the engines again, and I decided I wanted some fresh air. So I stepped out and, spaceport air, it's fine. But anyway, this other ship showed up and it was all torn apart. And long story short, there were a bunch of them. Oh, what are they called again? Replacers? Or a replacer. Anyway, things got really chaotic. There was explosions. It also said Duranon.
Oh God.
And
It's that one.
And just started chucking flames everywhere. But I mean, they killed it, so
Oh,
that was
good.
a thing. And also there was a wizard, and that happened. And I think he was trying to cast a spell or something, but he screwed it up. And then I blinked, and I was somewhere else, and there was a whole galaxy and the silver, like a whole fleet of silver ships in a silver, like, space. Yeah, it was really freaky. I think that was, I don't know, that cosmic ooze that we keep hearing about.
Got no clue how I was supposed to look, so
You mean
it's a
you
mystery.
actually saw it?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Oh, I think you're probably the only one who hasn't lived.
I really wish I hadn't, to be fair.
That must have been a miracle by itself for you to just have gotten out of there.
Something like that. It certainly felt. And like she looks at Talurra with like just a look of complete disdain and just holy.
Talurra just gives Noelle the biggest smirk.
So I've got to ask you, do you have any more of that space weed you got?
I wish I did, but no, I used that all before.
It's Spanibus.
Turbo weed. Just be whatever you do. Don't take the Donkey Kong vitamin.
As shiftily as. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just an offhanded comment. Zora's eyes shift. Yeah, the joke's ruined. My bad. You see fumes coming out of the side of the mask that may or may not be referencing that.
Smoke weed every day.
So your mask is also a hookah.
Oh.
That's handy. That's one hell of a way to hotbox.
It's called localization.
All right. Your week-long venture is not nearly as exciting as the last few moments were. You're not exactly sure what had happened there. You're fairly certain that Dragon was dead when you got there, but is definitely not dead anymore.
You know, I kind of hope we didn't have anything to do with that, but in the same aspect, I kind of hope we did.
We had everything to do with that.
That was out of character.
I'm
was in
sure it'll all
character.
work itself out.
Problem usually solves itself.
It won't come back to bite us in the ass or anything.
Consequences? What are those?
I think its teeth are too big to bite a specific part of your anatomy, Zora.
Again, unless it's in the accent, it's out of character.
My apologies.
Think we can get another one of those drives and go back there and make a little black hole for it?
Let's not.
Hey, you didn't mind blowing up the whole nebula.
I'm all right with that.
We could always do that.
I'm
I suppose
pretty.
it's enough.
I'm almost positive that's like multiple crimes in every system.
That involves destroying that majestic moon. So I would say
That is true.
If
At
the
least
space cops don't
26
say it, it
I
doesn't
can
happen.
think of. Also, we need an we need a dark matter bomb. Or a dark matter engine we could make go critical. That's a bit of a specific event.
We might be
We
able
may
to
have got
afford
lucky the
that.
first time.
I mean, I could make a dark matter engine into a bomb just fine, but the problem is we only have like one engine.
Hey, that's true. And I don't think any of the other ships in the port are willing to give theirs up to blow up the nebula.
Doubtful.
Well, you know, they could volunteer it after we take it.
Let's not. Let's just do what all smart people do and ignore the problem and move on. It's someone else's problem now.
Maybe.
We're RPG heroes. We don't fucking deal with consequences.
Hell no.
Freeze frame yellow text.
80s sitcom music plays.
Yeah, I was about to say plays inappropriate Full House intro music for the credits.
Everywhere you look.
Executive producer of the verse.
Yeah. Several more weeks or so go by. You definitely get any hit points back you lost. You have time to fix things that were broken.
Hey, I'm no longer poisoned.
All sorts of other things. You heal from your radiation sickness from the puncture in your suit. With Noelle's expert tease at the helm here, you get back probably sooner than you would have normally. The spaceport looks to be what one would say in a haste, to say the least. Quite a large number of craft here are leaving at expeditious speeds by the time you get here. Just vast numbers of these strange wooden ships like the one you're flying are parking. People are jumping, running off, leaving stuff behind, and just getting out of there as fast as possible. In the distance, you kind of think you see some sort of large rock floating this direction. You're not sure if it's a rock, though.
We should go.
Yes.
I don't know why we came here.
We came here.
Get our ship.
I don't remember. No, we didn't come here. No. Why we came here originally? I think it was.
For the treasure?
Yes. Yeah, no, the pirate. Yeah, because we met the pirate.
Mm-hmm. Captain Arbalest.
Yeah, we met Captain Arbalest there.
The
Let's
very,
get out of here now.
the very dead Captain Arbalest.
Oh, he is very dead and very fucked up. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. You run towards the Penguin King, get aboard, and begin to make preparations to leave as soon as possible. Several large jostles later, you manage to get the craft off of the spaceport as you notice massive laser beams tearing holes in the spaceport, coming from that large rock in the distance, moving your direction. It's more planet-sized at this point. The lasers are coming from that.
Did I just accidentally a war?
They're just tearing holes in this spaceport like it's cheese.
A war requires two oppositions, not a slaughter.
That's a true statement.
Going for a Hellsinger Bridge reference, but okay.
You get aboard the Penguin King and begin to make preparations to jump. Thanks to the coordinates that Captain Arbalest left on the controls, Noelle, you are able to pilot the jump just fine. Go ahead and give me that pilot check.
Like,
Oh,
if,
boy.
if the Dragon's Alucard are we the Catholic?
No.
Think about it too hard.
I wouldn't put too much into that reference.
I got a 21.
All right.
21.
You successfully punch in the coordinates that Arbalest left on the controls, navigate the jump, and in a blink of an eye, you are safely within piloting distance to the landing bay of the spaceport you left.
I feel like I was just here.
Deja vu much?
Deborah at this point is hanging upside down, trying to hide behind a crate. Like most
Actually,
bugs do.
Talurra's gonna look to Deborah. Deborah, can you make sure that our ship doesn't have any replacer junk in it?
Mimas? Mimas appears and just nods and flies around the place and looks around.
Because I know that they can infect stuff, and the last thing we want to do is reinfect the place we just disinfected.
A163RT goes, "May I also assist?"
Please do.
Affirmative. And A163RT discorporates into a cloud, and then moments later it comes back. There does not appear to be any code in the computer systems indicating there was a replacer here. Thankfully, the replacers present may have just been replacers and not a virus replacer.
Perfect.
I did not detect any notable remains that could have infected the living.
Okay, that's good.
Wait. Notable?
There were remains of a previous crew. They were hidden in a wall closet. They are still there.
Huh. Noted. We'll have to clean that out.
Did Eisen do the cleaning last time around?
Gross.
He's kind of swept all the dust and dirt into that one wall closet.
Just back into the closet and close the door.
Just whistling, you know, got the
Out of
broom
sight,
pushing the
out
dead
of
body in
mind.
there.
Eisen, do you clean that way?
It's a heavy two-handed broom.
Looks oddly like a wrench.
It's just him smacking the dirt.
Just golfing them into the closet. Anyway, no, there are no remains that could possibly infect anyone here.
Okay, good.
Which closet?
Third closet, fourth floor down.
Deborah,
It looks like a wall panel. It was a secret closet.
Deborah eventually climbs up there and opens it.
A pile of about 3 people fall out. Bones, human.
Medicine check.
They're boned.
As in, like, how long they've been this way?
Oh,
Like
Sure.
rate of decomposition, I guess.
yep.
Not bad. I think 14.
By your estimations, they look to be 2, maybe 300 years old.
Okay.
About as old as the craft.
Okay.
They probably died here when the rest of the crew did, suffocating. Most likely doing something inappropriate in the closet. Or appropriate, you're not sure which.
Alright. First time we get to, like, get rid of the roommates.
All right. You arrive safely at the spaceport you call home, or home of sorts. Much to your relief, nothing seriously horrible has happened here, and everything looks a little cleaner than it did before. There's far less space debris around the spaceport than there was before. Looks as though they've done quite a bit of cleaning in that respect. There's still a bit out there that's floating around, but definitely not as much as there was before.
There's little, like, those robots that we fixed before. They're just, like, sweeping, and they, like, just get done with it, and then, like, Deborah walks out and just dumps the centuries-old dead bodies on the ground and keeps going.
They just sweep it up without saying anything and move on.
And not a single one of us questions it.
Nope.
Yeah.
I mean, a bunch of dudes got vaporized by fire in the same dock. So.
Honestly, this is the least strange thing that's happened to me in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's a very true statement.
I mean, do you not remember the dragon?
I wish I had Speak with Dad. I could have had an interesting conversation. Oh, well.
The spaceport looks just as busy as it was before. and there looks to be a lot less people kind of camping out in the spaceport area here. There looks to be maybe more business-related stuff. You do see the members of Skyad kind of sitting out in the docks there talking to some other people. And by members of Skyad, I mean the amoeboids that gave you some quests earlier that you work for. Drippy, Droopy, Droppy, and Slappy.
All right, let's go. Dil'xiri'ssur'a. We should probably find some way to exchange that gold for some usable material, also to get it out of our hands so we don't have to worry about it.
I mean, if we could find an electronics dealer, that would probably help. Gold's really good at conducting.
Out of character. So are conductors. I hear them make great music.
What material did you need the gold transformed into?
Medical bay.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Credits.
I could do that.
I'm sorry, did you just say we have our own international bank?
I was gonna say, wait.
Perfect. That'd be appreciated then.
Though the credit sticks would not have any credits on them, they would be transferred into the assembly of something that would be credits. Then you would just need to load credit programming onto them.
That sounds like a job for Noelle.
A cred stick is a series of mechanical and coding. It basically functions similar to a storage device of old, though the only storage it has is the cryptocurrency that is used to act as the currency.
Is this the future? It's cryptocurrency out here. No, I'm kidding.
Basically, yes, that's what the credits are. They're all called credits by definition or by nickname, but it's basically all cryptocurrency because that's the only thing that was worthwhile after everyone found tons of gold everywhere.
Nice.
I just say gold is so bound for inflation when people when adventurers just find piles of it everywhere.
You mean something like a dragon's hoard?
Yeah.
Actually, honestly, a dragon's hoard would
Could be
actually be
random
really
example.
good for the economy as long as it was never found.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not only did we kill a galaxy, we also crippled its economy. Neat.
Yeah.
Yes. That is definitely a war crime.
So far, we're betting 1,000
That's
on
okay. We just
the.
print
We're,
more money.
we're-
Alt. We're just becoming our Numenera game.
yeah.
I was
Fine.
honestly thinking corruption crew,
No.
considering how much money.
No, like in our Numenera game, we literally destroyed an entire civilization because they threw us in prison. I like this.
That's fair.
I mean, they had it coming.
I mean, I did nothing wrong. I was the only one who did nothing wrong, but I did nothing wrong.
Can't prove I
Did you help in the
anything wrong.
slaughter?
I had a character question. How much longer is this going to be going on?
Actually, fun that you should mention that. I'm getting to the wrap-up point now. The Skyad scientists notice that you have arrived on the dock, and they approach. All of them approach. Drippy, Droopy, Droppy, and Slappy. Oh, a good thing you showed up when you did. We lost communications with one of our science vessels. Perhaps you could go help in re-establishing it and finding out what happened.
Maybe after some good rest.
Of course. Take your time. We've lost
Where-
communications with it for a while now. At this point, it's no problem. Just waiting longer.
And where would the ship
Well,
be?
they're definitely dead.
We're assuming that as well, yes. There's some coordinates we can give you to make a couple jumps there. It's
Perfect.
a ring world.
Hand it to
By the
Noelle.
way,
What?
The term ring world would be something that would shock the hell out of you, as
It
it's
shocks
been
the
a
hell out of
discussion in the scientific community, but no one has attempted.
The choir starts immediately.
Just like we come to the epiphany of where the cameo's from, and we go,
I wonder if there's a monument there.
Hold up. How can you guys hear my playlist? I do not have this on my
Oh, crap. Since I'm wearing the heavy armor, does that
Oh.
mean I gotta ride the bomb down?
Yes.
Yeah.
What if you miss?
Also, are you saying that there's a monument to all?
Not
No.
quite that.
Get more of along the lines of it's being a secret to everybody, but whatever.
I was gonna say, I think Eisen. I mean, let's be honest. We're more like the Noble Six than Master Chief. So
Yeah.
we're all
Objective,
fucked.
survive.
No, not Master Chief, Master Chef.
Master
just
Chef,
Chef.
yes.
We cuss at them as we're falling through the sky.
I'll take
This is
ODS.
fucking raw, you donkey.
I'll,
You
I'll
call
take,
that a bomb? This is a fucking bomb.
I'll take,
Yeah,
I'll
pretty
take
much.
ODST.
ODST is the best game. All right.
All right.
Oh, we got
so
our next quest.
you have your next quest. Your next quest is called. You can go ahead and mark off the Treasure Planet quest that is completed for now.
Oh, sorry.
And you could go ahead and mark that the next quest you are on is, and I'll tell you the name of it, and I'll kind of be a little bit of a fun little tidbit of what you might be looking into. Haunted Ringworld.
Good.
Oh,
Oh, good. I want to steal a ghost and ride it around.
I don't know why.
So,
but I
if
was
you don't know what
expecting-
a ring world is, I do recommend you look it up. It is the approximate landmass of 10 million Earths. So, I do hope you're in for a bit of a fun time.
So I see we're gonna be there for a
That's
few
what I'm
years.
here for.
Maybe.
Time dilation
Yeah.
is fun.
Exactly. All right.
Go and have an entire side side game in that ring world, and then come back to our normal characters.
We find some
That maneuver.
tribal Skathári, and they're just like ward.
Oh, it cost us 20 years.
That was really good, Elite. Holy shit.
Thank you. I actually have like a catalog of Halo voices I can do.
That's awesome.
That it was like perfect.
Yeah, I've played a lot of Halo.
Yeah, I think a lot of us have.
Yes, I played way too much Halo.
I played way too much of the Reach specifically because
Yeah.
it was
Oh.
3.
I mean, I was gonna say I played way too much Reach to the point where in a few maps in SWAT mode in 1v1s I had spawn points memorized.
Yeah.
My friends refused to play
Very
me in those
nice.
maps because I played way too much of that, and I could click on heads really well with the Xbox.
Yay! Anyway, that's a good wrapping up point. Stay tuned next time when the party finds out what exactly is on the Haunted Ringworld. By the way, those of you who didn't notice, the child is currently looking through a telescope.
The child.
Stargazer.
As, that's where the child was this particular time around.
Is he trying to
Those of
find
you
us?
who know more about the story, I'm not going to say what other thing the child could be called by. So please don't say that for spoilers if anyone who hasn't seen that episode.
Thank you.
In any case, plugs. I think we should probably go with some. Meriel.
Yes, so you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, both under Colliloquie. Maybe a mouthful to say, but that's okay. My commissions are currently open, and I'm actually working on one right now. Thank you for your patience, Talurra.
It's amazing. I love it.
It was like a month ago. I'm awful.
Honestly, I know that it takes
Perfection
time to
can't be rushed.
It takes time to
I
do art.
specialize specifically in drawing cute girls. I am trying to branch out into drawing cute guys, but we'll see where that goes. And I think I'm not playing in any other games besides this one, so I think we can move on to the next plug.
Noelle.
Oh, that's me. Honestly, I got nothing. I'd say follow my Twitter, but I've been really inactive for like 3 months because it's been a rough fucking year.
Still follow
True
Alt's
that.
Twitter.
There.
Amen to that.
True that.
Still follow Alt's Twitter. Alt does make an awesome art too.
Yeah, if you want to see cute art, there you go.
I also draw mechs sometimes.
Yes,
because
amazing
Battletech is
mechs.
my life.
Certainly will be quite a few of those in this campaign. You haven't even seen the tip of the iceberg.
Hell yeah.
So we'll move on. Eisen.
The only thing I got is other game that Zora and I play is Curse of Humblestrahd, where we punch vampires in the face and get eviscerated. Other than that, I'm Nick Diamond, and that's Johnny Gomez. Good fight, good night.
I like it. Zora, do you have anything to add to that?
If you don't mind me plugging another Dark Matter game,
Sure.
then our friend Jesse at Back Channel, BACT channel, has a game on Thursdays that's uploaded onto Castbox first and then onto YouTube. Quest for the Quantum Rose, another Dark Matter game. Tons of fun, about the equal amount of crimes. Probably not so much in the way of death-dealing dragons, but I can't guarantee that. But it's still fun.
I heard last night that you guys have a laser corgi that powers your ship.
Apparently, it's become the. He's probably dropping for.
Yeah,
He's
he's
posted a message.
Okay, I won't dive too far into that though.
Yeah, the laser corgi is apparently the mascot, and I'm the only character that doesn't like it.
I wonder why. It's almost like you're a cat.
You're not wrong. But yeah, it literally gives us a jump on the Dark Matter drives, and we still can't catch up to the people we're trying to reach despite that. Anyways, to Quest for the Quantum Rose again on Back Channel, BACT channel.
Talurra?
All right. So I've been guesting on that game for the past couple ones. I won't be there the next game, but they're a blast. You should check out Quest for the Quantum Rose. Actually, that's what the character Colliloquie's drawing is for that game, because I fell in love with that character. Also, tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. EST on my channel at Fractured Moon D&D. You can find that in Scotty's My Friends list. My girlfriend, Hera, who's normally here, but she wasn't feeling good, is running a Masks game called Starfall Academy. It is a blast. It is chaos. Our group is a disaster. And I think our group is all disaster lesbians, so I feel like that's particularly apt. Aside from that, every other week, I also have another game on my channel at, I think it's 7:30 p.m., Scotty?
I think that's
I can never remember.
Yeah, because Hera doesn't know the... Oh, for that? It's
no, for Aya's. 8 o'clock. Okay, yeah. 8 p.m. EST. On Thursday, every other Thursday, we have Saffron Academy, ran by our good friend Aya Golander, who also draws really cute art. And that one is a lot, surprisingly, a lot less chaos, but a lot more disaster.
Next episode might be chaos because it's supposedly a shopping episode or something.
It's a shopping episode, and I'm going clubbing. And I've told none of the party that I'm going clubbing because it's a kind of a date, and she does not want them to embarrass her.
Well, here's a wrench for you. It makes a good club.
And aside from that, that's it. That's all.
Last but not least, Scotty.
Okay, I'll make this real quick because our windows are a mess. I said make it real quick and I stuttered. I have a Patreon, everybody. If you like the shows on here and you want to support the work that's done on here, sending $1 a month on there would mean a lot. You get your names in the credits at the end of all of the sessions of all of the D&D games and other gaming systems that we do on here, so there's that. You also get access to the homebrew D&D I make on there that doesn't go in the DM's Guild, which I'm going to try to post something there weekly. And you get access to all my behind-the-scenes art for the stuff that goes in the DM's Guild. So you should totally check it out. Those are my plugs.
All right. Well, hey, those of you listening at home or watching on YouTube, the ambience we listened to today was by our good conductor friend, Michael Gavalli. Please check out his YouTube page. Mushroom Forest was the ambience that was being played today, as well as the Dragon Barrow sounds, which probably was a little less noticeable as the sounds were more subtle than the Mushroom Forest one. The Mushroom Forest one had definitely had a different audio. Those of you who haven't heard it, please go listen to Michael Gavalli.
The Mushroom Forest was the magical forest one. But the spooky ambiance was the Dragon's Burrow.
Right. So definitely go check out his stuff. He's got music, he's got ambience, he's got steampunk, he's got D&D, he's got stuff relevant to the new D&D stuff that has come out. Frozen stuff for all of you getting into the Rime of the Frost Maiden, as well as lots of other stuff relevant to Curse of Strahd and lots of other different campaign settings, even Underdark ones. So go check out his stuff, and as long as you follow his rules for use, you can use his stuff right on your channel, just like we do. As always, see you next time, Space Cowboys.
See ya.
Bye.